Podcasts. Ooh, that'd be a great podcast about cats. Podcasts.
But
You can wear your shirt.
this is Twin Stick Radio, episode 34 for the week of September 3rd, 2018. I am one of your hosts, Trey Higgins, and I'm joined by Chris Rodriguez.
Hello.
And Justin T. Lopez.
Hello.
Well, welcome to this week of Twin Stick Radio, everyone. How's it going?
It's going.
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
I've had an entire week off, basically.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get into that. Let's just start this because I feel like we should just knock out
at first
the
I didn't
longest
know where
part of the
you were going,
podcast
though.
out of the way, or the longest part of the podcast out of the way right now.
I didn't know where you were going with that because he's like, yeah, I've had almost a week off. And you're just like, we'll get into that later.
No. There was I haven't seen him at all this week. Oh, Chris's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Chris. Everyone send him lots of
Was it?
love. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, man.
So I still need to go birthday shopping for you because I didn't have money until yesterday.
Not a big deal, dude.
I know it's not a big deal. I know you don't care.
Yeah,
but
Whitney got me two T-shirts. One of them's on the way. One's a Bullet Club shirt that I've been wanting. The second one she got me is a Supernatural. I should have worn it. It's really funny. It's a Supernatural shirt, and it's Dean, Cass, and Sam, but they're kittens. And it's hilarious.
she's been shopping for you since it's June or July.
Yeah, it's
but the
fucking
problem
hilarious.
is that all the stuff that she bought for you, she ended up giving to you early because
Yeah,
she's
pretty much.
not good at hanging on to it.
Just the sheer excitement
Yep,
of like,
pretty
here,
much.
take this.
It's a great shirt. I love that shirt. It's
That's
fucking
awesome.
hilarious.
If you guys like, or no, I'm sorry, God,
Why are you doing that?
I
We're
don't
not
know
done.
What is wrong with because I'm trying to shove all the stuff at the beginning because I know that most people listen for the first 5 minutes of the show.
Oh.
We are a podcast about video games. We record weekly. We are up usually on Fridays or sometime during the weekend, and we are available on YouTube, Stitcher, the Google Play Store, iTunes. Go listen and rate, subscribe to us, whatever you need to do to get the show every single week. But we start this show with the same segment all the time. Justin, what are you playing?
So,
Get you out of the way early.
yeah, exactly. Because I know the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be a while.
It is going to be wow.
Not a whole lot because I don't know if you guys knew this. So I'm moving, right? And in the process of moving, you know,
We're
you got
all moving in some way, shape, or
changing
form.
residence.
We should all be
locations.
moving forward and not staying stagnant in
It's
life.
amazing
So-
how Chris is the biggest troll in your life.
Is it amazing? Is it? So you have to cancel bills and let people know that you're moving and whatnot. So I let Spectrum know, hey, I'm moving. So here's the date that I need it, that my internet shut off. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, nope.
Which, first of all, I was dreading that conversation
Why?
because I didn't want, because I know they're gonna, because you have to call to cancel.
Sure.
First of all, and second,
Well, there's
it's
no
gonna be
cancel.
like,
Just
oh, well, why?
move it.
No, because I didn't want Spectrum. I moved to. It's
You
all right.
moved to New Braunfels, where Spectrum is the only really retailer here.
No, AT&T is also.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, but
DSL?
Spectrum's better
Fucking
than
DSL? Oh, my God. What is wrong with you?
Anyways,
The hell is wrong with you?
people. So I call Spectrum, tell them what day I want it shut off. Great, cool. Now, since then, I have the slowest internet speeds in the world. It's like they're like, well, you're leaving, so fuck you.
Yeah.
I can't play anything. I
Yep.
try and play just Rocket League or Overwatch, the usual. It is the most laggy piece of shit ever.
This is the equivalent. Well, no, it's not the equivalent. I was going to say this is the equivalent of people burning their Nikes after they already gave Nike money, but it's
Yeah.
not. it's kind of that. It's like Spectrum being like, well, you're going to cancel. Fuck you, right?
Yeah.
And
I
it's-
hadn't thought about it like that. I just been like, this whole Nike thing is stupid, but technically Nike already won.
Yeah, Nike won a long ass
yeah,
time
no,
ago.
they don't care.
Also, Nike also owns Converse, and they own a few different like shoe things.
Do
that
they
are
own
fair-
Converse?
Oh yeah,
That's fucking cool.
100%.
But the thing is, like,
anyway, no, we're not on Nike. We're on your Spectrum.
no, now we're on Nike.
God damn it.
Nike, obviously, they chose Colin Kaepernick for a reason. Negative publicity, it's still publicity. Like,
true. I
people
wanna
are
go-
talking about Nike more than ever
Sure,
right
I'd
now.
go buy a pair of Nikes if they weren't $120.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you that are unaware, of
$25 for these New Balance shoes.
Hey, New Balance shoes are great running
Dude, I
shoes.
love these things.
for those
They're
of you who
great.
are unaware of what's going on, this guy named Colin Kaepernick
Colin.
What's his
I meant to
name?
say Colin. What is wrong
Colin
with you?
Kaepernick.
Colin Kaepernick. He's the guy that kind of started the whole kneeling at football games.
He's
deal.
a foosball player.
Nike signed him on as kind of their lead spokesperson, and all of the Republican Trump voters are very upset about this.
Oh,
and so they're
hard
posting
upset.
videos online of them burning their own Nike shit.
Public service announcement. Instead of burning your shoes, take them to somebody who needs shoes.
Right.
Take
Give
them
them
to
to
a
me.
freaking Goodwill. Take them to somebody who's on the side of the road in every major city in the world that doesn't have shoes and give them your shoes. Actually do
good-
something fucking proactive in this world.
Actually,
can't make-
I
you
almost
can't
made a
make a-
joke that was totally not gonna like. One day, someone would listen to it, and I would be fucked.
Just
because I
wasn't
said
going to
that.
land well.
Yeah, so I'm glad that I did not get a chance.
It
to
would
say
land
that.
well with me. I'd probably
Right.
laugh hard. Yeah.
You probably would have laughed hard, but
It's just one of those jokes that just doesn't age well.
No,
Like it comes back around. It's like,
just,
yeah.
it's distasteful.
it's one of those jokes that you can make around your friends, but you can't make on a public forum.
right.
So yeah,
Anyway, so yeah, my internet sucks, so I can't play video games.
I mean, there are games that don't require the internet.
Not many that I own.
It's true.
That's just my life.
So right now, this is essentially going to be our topic of the week, so that we have the freedom to talk about it as much as we want to, without anyone feeling bad. So we're going to knock this out early in the show rather than save it for later. Chris, what are you playing?
Wow.
Okay, what's the other thing that you're playing that's relevant to the discussion?
Let's talk
today?
about Battle of Azeroth.
Yeah, Battle for Azeroth.
Topic of
is
the week,
great.
Battle for Azeroth.
I unlocked a new race in Battle for Azeroth.
All right, but
I'm
what
pretty
else you
excited about that. I unlocked the Lightforged Draenei, and I already have the Nightborn unlocked, and I'm a week away from unlocking the Void Elves. Everett, thank you for listening to my Battle for Azeroth.
We were listening too,
Things.
jackass. I'm very interested. I just don't know what any of those words mean.
I know what light and dark are.
Yeah, I know
colors.
what light is. That grind is hard, Ev. So whenever you're ready to jump in, it's fucking hard. Anyway,
Speaking of light,
speaking of light, I've also been playing the shit out of Forsaken with Daniel Stedham,
Yeah.
a friend of ours. And I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about this.
I was gonna say, I saw
game.
your tweet,
Yeah,
and you're
I'm-
still on the
Nah,
fence.
I'm just not sure.
what was
Yeah.
the tweet?
I just literally said I'm not sure how I feel about this game.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, I didn't see
Because ... to be continued, right? That's what ... means.
it. So is this
An
just
ellipsis.
is this a feeling about Forsaken or just Destiny in general?
I think if you want to separate feelings, the idea of Forsaken story and that idea of what they've added into Forsaken is amazing. Daniel and I have been we hit the soft cap of 500 the day of,
Okay.
and we got to the Dreaming City the next day. And we've been exploring the Dreaming City, and there's just a shit ton of nooks and crannies and caves and just things to find.
do you feel like when they were marketing it, they said the Dreaming City was sort of the new Destiny end game? Do you feel like there's enough there to keep you going for a while?
Yes, and we figured out why. So that all sounds great. Like from a marketing standpoint, hey, the Dreaming City is going to keep players busy for months. Like that sounds amazing.
But it's all time gated, right?
No, it's all power gated.
Power. Oh, I saw that when I was leaving for lunch today.
So a lost sector, which is just a random. Everybody knows. If you're listening to this podcast, you know what a fucking lost sector is.
Even I know what a lost sector is.
A random lost sector in the Dreaming City is 560, and my highest light level right now with the weapons I just don't use is 510, and that's 2 days after launch, and 4 days after launch, 3.5 days, and your power gain is exponentially cut in like a quarter once you hit soft cap.
So how do you? I'm so sorry. I know you're
No, it's
selling
fine.
your point, but how when you hit the soft cap, what do you do to level up? Is it
Powerful
just
engrams.
milestones?
There's no milestones anymore. Now it's daily and weekly.
And bi-weekly or
Achievements.
like the things that turn
Right.
over
We don't. Yeah.
twice a
We
week?
we don't know when that turns over yet. We're thinking Saturday.
I would guess Saturday.
So yeah, so that's how you do it. There's no more pull up milestones and go through all that. When you pull up your directory, there you see like little yellow icons on your planets, and you go
the
to your-
ones that are annoying because it
and-
looks like you constantly
and
have something
and
to
you
do
go to
there.
your planet, and then you go to that planet, you go there, and you can see what you have to do for whatever that thing is. Some of them are dailies, some of them are weeklies, and then a lot of the weekly bounties you pick up are powerful engrams. So there's tons of ways to get powerful engrams. There really is a lot. Like I think we've probably done, I would say anywhere from 10 to 15 powerful engrams since we hit 500. However, like I said, my highest light level is 510 right now. And we've exhausted our weeklies. Yesterday we did the strike dailies and they didn't pop up again today. So there's no way to get any more powerful engrams that we could see today. So what's happening is there's other way. There's Crucible and stuff like that, but I don't.
Yeah,
play
you're not
Crucible.
going to play modes that you don't want to play.
I don't want to play modes that I don't want to play. And so what's happening is all these things in the Dreaming City will last for months because I think it's going to take that long to get to 560. Because like I said, so the first day we hit soft cap of 500, but even then, like. And this is, when I say I'm at 510 with stuff I don't use, it's stuff that I would not be viable with. Stuff that I am viable with, my light level is only like 504. So really, I've only leveled up 4 light levels since hitting the soft cap.
And are you not viable at 510 because of like random rolls, or is it like?
Yeah, the rolls that are on the guns, just the gun in general. I'm not great with shotguns. I'm not a guy that can run up into the mess of things and shotgun a bunch of things to death. I can't do that. But I can one shot with bows. Like I've gotten extremely good with the bow.
I instantly picked up the bow and I was great with it.
I've gotten extremely good with the bow. So that's something that I would very much like to build my loadout. And the loadout that I have right now is I've got perks on all my armor, bow scavenger. I've got kinetic, unflinching kinetic aim. So even if I'm getting shot, my kinetic with my kinetic
be knocked out of
it won't be.
aim down sights or whatever.
My fucking screen doesn't shake as much, and I've got a bow reserve, so I have more ammo on my bow. So I've got a loadout that I'm really good with, but I can't. But like I said, it's 504, 505. And even then, like, I think the best streamers out there right now that really know Live Destiny, they're like at 510, 513.
So they're not that much higher.
No, and we don't know where the raid is at, but a lot of people were like, oh, it's got to be like 540, 550. Nobody's reaching that before Tuesday. There's no fucking way.
Is it launching on Tuesday?
Yeah, it's a week. It was a
Oh,
week.
I thought it was launching next Friday.
I think it's a. Is
No,
it a week or-
you know more than I do.
I really don't, because I wasn't looking forward to the raid. Daniel's, that's a question
You
for
can look it up.
Daniel.
Yeah.
I thought it was a week later. It may be a week and a half. Even Friday, that's a reset, and then 2 bi-weekly resets. I just don't see anybody getting to 540 and being viable enough to go in there, and unless you're just really good with every weapon you pick up.
Yeah.
just
it
everything.
launches September 14th at 1 p.m. EDT.
Okay, so that's
a
Friday.
week from
That's
tomorrow.
Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. So yeah, we've got about a week to go, and that's the thing is we don't know where the raid's at. The raid could be 510, and everybody's going to be good. However, with a power level cap of 600, there's no reason in the world that raid shouldn't be 540.
So, did
Right.
your powerful engrams get you to 500, or did you not start
no, the
collecting them until 500?
blues got us to 500.
Okay.
If you play enough, blues can 100% get you to 500.
Yeah. I want to talk about the story a little bit, not going into spoilers. I've only played like 5 hours of it.
How long is the story?
It seems
12 hours.
it seems pretty beefy
Really?
because,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm 5 hours in, and I still feel like I'm at the beginning. Like, you have kind of like 2 or 3 missions at the beginning that set everything up, and then you have adventures essentially that you have to knock out.
That's a halfway point.
Yeah, so I've knocked out 3 of the 7 wanted adventures.
I take that back. I think if you just concentrate on the story, which you can't because you have to be certain light levels to actually finish some of these things, probably 6 to 7 hours full campaign. But mixing all the things like getting your level up, once you hit the spider, he gives you bounties, and there's no reason in the world why you shouldn't go do those bounties because they give you purple gear. Some give you purple gear, and they give you XP because you want to hit 50 too.
Yeah, because your light level is also capped depending on what your level is.
So total for the story, me and Daniel, 12 hours, 12, 13 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Maybe 14 because of the whole Dreaming City scenario at the end. But yeah.
Yeah. So far where I'm at on the story, I actually think I don't know how it wraps up, but right now, just kind of what I'm thinking is like this is probably my favorite Destiny story.
I mean, there's no reason in the world it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, like Taken King was really good, but
yes, it
but
was.
I feel like this is kind of like steps
Hands
above
down.
that. I also
Hands
just
down better.
I just think the writing is great.
That's the difference. Whoever the lead writer of this was, whoever's idea it was, and because about once you're done with the adventures, there's a nice twist. There's a really big twist, and it's awesome. Like it's not like a your Revan twist, but it's a really nice twist, and it's one of those things where it's like a couple of times I had to tell Daniel to stop fucking talking so we could listen to what people were
I was
saying.
actually really dreading when you got home last night and I was playing. I was like, I really hope they don't jump into my fire team. Nothing against them, but I just want to focus.
And just go ahead and mute the party.
But there's a couple things that if you're not paying attention, you can miss. But yeah, there's some nice twists and turns in the story, which is awesome. And again, it's a great story.
I also just think that I didn't realize that this was a missed opportunity until now. But one of the cool thing about the adventures is that you're hunting down these barons, right? And throughout the level, the barons talk to you.
Man, those are fucking
They're so
disappointing.
good.
No, they're not.
You didn't like them?
No, I thought that's such an anticlimactic thing when you kill one. It's just so anticlimactic.
I love it. I love it so much.
There's a couple where the actual mechanics of the fight are a lot of fun that makes the fight fun, but it's just so in true Destiny fashion. It's like build. These are like the freaking things. Build, and then it's just like, oh yeah, it's just anticlimactic.
I was disappointed when I found out that they were adventures because I felt like that was going to limit it. But the first one that I did was the Pike one.
Yeah, the Rider.
And
Get off your pike and shoot him with a rocket launcher.
I didn't do that.
It's super fucking easy.
The biggest thing that I'm disappointed about is I kind of wish the story would just play out and then you would hunt down the barons, because I feel like one of the problems that I'm having right now is that my loadout isn't great because I'm just relying on blues to increase my power level. So it means that like when I fight a baron, I'm not often using weapons that I'm good with. So it would be cool if I could like build up an actual kit before I go and take these guys out, so I'm not forced to
you can.
try to kill this guy with a...
You 100% can. That's why
Sure,
they're adventures.
but-
You don't have to go do the adventure right away. Go do public events. Go do the spider bounties and go do all that
That's
stuff.
kind of what you have to do, but right, like you kind of have to do that to level up for the next
Sure.
adventure, but you don't really have control of what's being dropped, you know?
Sure, of course. I mean, Destiny's all RNG. That's a
Yeah.
problem. There's no... the collections are really nice because it actually tells you where I can get specific pieces of gear. Like I know where... So the way my Warlock looks now, I really love because it's the Scorned robes. It's got like this... It's kind of like tattered robes, and I've got like this... It almost looks like a barbed wire wrapped around me, and like a...
Sounds super edgy.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's
about right.
super edgelord. It's really cool. He looks really fucking cool. But I knew what I had to go do to get that chess piece. I had to go do the Baron Strike. That's what I needed to go do to get it, and that's what I did, and I got it. So that's really nice. But when it comes to like getting weapons, it's like, man, I've had the same bow since the first mission where you get the bow. The second mission, one of the missions you get a bow.
It's like right after the start of the
That's
game.
the same bow that I'm using, 25 hours later, 20 hours later, however much time we put in the last 3 days.
Yeah, that's how I felt a lot whenever I played Destiny 2. It was like I'd have a gun that I really loved using, but it was like before long, it was like a lot lower light level or power level, and it was just like,
Was it purple?
I don't remember.
Just
this
infuse
is a while
it.
back, but-
See, this is where we hit a roadblock for me in Destiny, is that everything they added to Destiny is fucking awesome. The storytelling's awesome. Just the overall gameplay is a lot faster.
Oh yeah, killing yellow bars.
Yeah, I love it. Dude, I swear to God, the fucking supers recharge so fucking fast. I'm popping my super at least 4 times every mission.
Was
And
that not a part of the fast update?
maybe
No.
it was, but it was, but it seems
Not
faster.
in a noticeable way.
No.
It's
Okay.
super noticeable now, and the new Warlock Void Super is so good. I can't tell you how fucking awesome it is to jump high, right, and then activate your super, and basically like fucking Jedi teleport straight down, and then consistently just go like, you basically kind of almost do like a Kamehameha type thing, but then you just explode, and it's huge. And you can red bars are wiped out, yellow bars are taken down to half, orange bars are staggered, and guess what? do it again and again, and you're consistently pulsing this thing. You can clear. It's just insane how much you can clear. We did escalation protocol, and one wave at level 6, I cleared myself with that. Granted, we were fucking, a few hundred light levels above that. However, the idea of power is there. And it's so fucking good, man. I can't say that, and I can't, again, another time gated thing, which we'll get to not time gated, power gated thing, which we'll get to in a minute. Everything they added is amazing, but the things that they changed, is not friendly for us. It's just not. You're not going to be anywhere near raid ready. If it's 540, 550, that's
kind of figured.
That's a problem though, because in vanilla Destiny 2, you could be raid ready in a timely manner.
Well, I mean, in vanilla Destiny,
timely for us.
In vanilla Destiny 2, the problem. This is where we were raid ready in Destiny 2 because we were farming public events, right?
Sure.
That was really the only thing to do because you were getting exotics,
Yep.
and exotics were the things that you used to infuse your shit up. Which wasn't necessarily we had fun playing that way, but I can imagine how if you're a solo player that LFGs, that wouldn't be fun to do. It wouldn't be fun to farm public events for 12 hours.
But you can. That's the thing is vanilla Destiny 2 as a solo player, you can. Forsaken Destiny 2, you're fucked as a solo player. You are 130% fucked as a solo player.
So?
Oh, 100%. Because once you run out of powerful engrams for the week, you got your weekly bounty. But seriously, weekly bounties. One of the bounties for a daily bounty right now, guys, a daily bounty for Petra is to clear a 560 freaking lost sector. At 504, we don't do damage to it. Why is that even up there? You cannot progress as a solo player. You can't even do public events in the Dreaming City as a solo player. It is legitimately almost impossible unless you are good at this game. It is absolutely almost impossible to solo public events in the Dreaming City.
But you do have stuff you can do daily, right? Can you do daily heroic story missions, or is that just too high?
They're not today. They were yesterday, but they're not here today.
Why?
I don't
What's
know.
the point of a fucking daily heroic story mission if it's not popping up daily?
I don't fucking know. That's my point. I don't know. I don't know the power. I don't understand the power gated stuff. So Daniel and I ended up doing the Blind Well, which was a shit ton of fun. It's basically Prison of Elders. It's basically Court of Oryx. It's all that. It was a shit ton of fun. And we went in there, we stumbled upon it by accident, and there was a group of 3 Guardians doing it. All of us were below 505 light, and we finished a 550 rated thing twice. And guess what we walked away with? Nothing. Not a damn thing.
So it's like escalation protocol?
No, they just don't, it doesn't, that's a problem okay, I walked away with a purple item. Okay, I got a purple item out of that chest, however, it dropped at 500.
So it was lower than what you needed.
Why? Why am I going to do all these? I don't have to go do the Blind Well. I understand that, but it's there, and we did it. We did it twice, and I got 2 purple things out of that in chest.
And they both were 500.
They were both 500. We did a 550 fucking activity.
It's weird.
That's the other thing too that I don't understand about Bungie is why would they gate you at 500?
Because that's the whole point.
I could understand gating at 550, but you should at least be able to get to a point where you can do the shit at the Dreaming City. Maybe not necessarily as fast as you're going from 335.
Sure,
to
things should be hard. I understand that. And I told Daniel today.
385.
Yeah, I told Daniel today, we did Escalation Protocol, which is rated at 380 at 505, which is a shit ton of fun because we were just fucking annihilating shit. That was a lot of fun. However, I liked Escalation Protocol more when we were 370 and it was fucking hard. I love how hard the Dreaming City is. It's great, but they're not rewarding you. What they're rewarding you for doing is going and doing 280 heroic story missions and a Crucible match and maybe finish a Gambit match. But I'm literally going and doing the in-game activities that you guys talked about, and you're not giving us anything for it.
So do vendors still drop gear? I'm confused about that.
No, vendors don't drop any gear except for Zavala, Shaxx, and Hawthorne because of clan stuff. But the only
she's
thing,
not a vendor.
no, but the only thing you can turn shit into to get gear is the Valenchaks. And even then, they drop at 500.
But bounties are dropping gear.
If it's a weekly bounty, it drops powerful gear. And so, but if it's a daily bounty, you just get maybe like some planetary money, whatever those things are called.
Yeah,
not
the
consumables.
materials.
Yeah, materials, planetary materials, and then maybe some XP.
And the materials are what you're using to infuse, right?
Yeah. And that's another thing. The infusion system. Holy mother of God, dude. It's super great that now, like, if it's a kinetic weapon, I can put it into a kinetic weapon.
Slot, but it's fucking expensive.
Holy shit, dude. I have
bow.
50 masterwork cores and it costs 3 to infuse a fucking weapon.
I was going to infuse my bow.
My God.
Because I love that bow. That bow is one
It's
of
good.
Like I love it more than I love every other legendary
it's
from
good.
year one. So I was going to infuse it up, and I have like 15 masterwork cores hanging around.
That means you can literally infuse 5 things.
I did masterwork it, so I ended up with 15. But I was like, I am not spending three masterwork cores to do this. I mean, it's not really worth it when you're leveling to 50. But it's really expensive.
Sure.
Although someone did say on the subreddit that if you infuse the same weapon type, so if I try to infuse a bow into a bow, it only costs glimmer. It doesn't cost everything else.
But then RNG's not. Then you're up to RNG to get a higher light level bow than the one you already like.
Are you getting a lot of gear from drops?
No, I'm getting a bunch of 500 shit.
But
The only thing I'm getting above 500 from is powerful engrams. That's it. But then it's like it's a random drop. So it's a random boot that gives me fusion rifle loader and fucking sidearm loader. Like, okay, great. I'm never going to use this boot. So let's go ahead and just infuse it. Oh, wait, I can't because I don't have enough materials to fucking infuse it.
really
So I'm
expensive
stuck at
for
504.
armors
Yes.
too? But it's...
Because it's all the planetary stuff. So I'm going to have to go to fucking maybe the EDZ to farm Dusklight shards to infuse. Why the fuck am I going to the EDZ when you've created this amazing thing called the Dreaming City to fucking farm Dusklight shards? Not only that, we have yet to see a Masterwork core drop at all in this expansion.
Even if you break down legendaries?
Nothing, dude.
Because it seems
no
like
fucking
everything-
Masterwork cores.
It seems like at least with the one legendary weapon, it seems like it kind of starts out at a base level of masterwork. Right? Like
It's not Masterworked. You have to get all the way to level 10 to actually have something Masterworked.
but with the leveling system, everything kind of starts out at level 1, as opposed to
Some things drop at higher levels.
As opposed to this is not masterworked at all. You're getting no benefits from this. And Destiny
that
2
number is not Masterwork. That number just increases one of these stats.
Yeah, but
to get it to Masterworked, it has to be level 10.
my point being that like in Destiny 2 year 1, you either were masterworked or you weren't masterworked.
Oh yes.
As opposed to year 2,
You're leveling a weapon.
Yeah.
Sure. I like the leveling a weapon
I
system.
do like that too. But you're not getting any masterwork cores from
No.
that?
When Daniel and I have put
'Cause
20
I just
plus.
assumed if you broke something
Nope.
down, you would get a masterwork core back.
Nope. Nothing.
And you're not getting them from anywhere else?
running out of Masterwork cores very quickly.
I was almost at a point yesterday, not because just when I was thinking about it, I broke down all of my masterwork armor because that's not a big deal.
It doesn't help you at all right now.
Yeah. But I've been saving my weapons, the weapons that I liked, because I like having the kill counter and everything on it. But I had a moment yesterday that I was like, ugh, those masterwork cores might be too valuable to just leave in
Sure,
weapons.
yeah, absolutely.
I might be better off just breaking
I
them all
haven't
down.
broken down any of my old Masterwork shit. It's all just sitting in the vault because
Yeah.
I just assumed that killing crazy ass 560 bosses we'd get something for it, but we're not. And that's the biggest problem, is that they've created this amazing thing that's their end game, but we're not getting rewarded for doing anything in their end game. Dude, we fucking, at a 505 team of 5 Guardians, we completed a 550 activity and got nothing for it. What the flying fuck, man? Why do you keep gating people's power to fucking power engrams? Knock it the fuck off. Let me go do whatever the hell I want to go do and let me get powerful gear for it, especially if we're doing something 40 levels below the actual rated level. If we can accomplish that, you should be rewarding us for it, and they're not. And it's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It keeps you playing longer. That's
Well, and to round my point, all back to what we said before this game even came out, Destiny 2 Forsaken is made for fucking Datto. It is made for every single Destiny streamer that is making money off from streaming it, has some sort of Bungie sponsorship, who is helping get publicity out to Destiny. That is who Forsaken is made for. 100%, because they have all the time in the world to put into this game, so they can be raid ready. They can be ready to go. It's made for no-lifers. And it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous because, unfortunately, sure, there's a lot like Daniel. He's been playing way more than I have. He has weekend jobs, so he has a whole week to go do whatever the hell he wants. So he's been playing Destiny, but he's paying for the game. But streamers don't pay for this stuff. But Bungie's still making a game for them. So and it's so fucking stupid that I have put just as much time in, probably more than some streamers out there right now. And you just can't do anything. You can't get anything. Because after today, this will be kind of like my last day off for my birthday. It's back to work and stuff. So I can't no life Destiny. Right. So I really have no life Destiny the last 2 days, and it's been great. But I'm only at 505.
Right, you're not getting
504. I'm not getting anything for it. We're actually doing in-game activities and not getting rewarded for it.
So apparently, I just wanted to look this up because it seems ridiculous to me that just Masterwork Core thing is frustrating to me. So the easiest way to get Masterwork Cores is from the Spider. You can buy them for legendary shards, but the cost doubles for each purchase on the same day.
Yep.
Then it says dismantling high level gear will give you one Masterwork Core, even if the gear itself isn't a Masterwork. Dismantle new Destiny 2 Year 1 items. But those only obtained after the patch. You get one Masterwork Core, small chances for 2 pieces from dismantling legendaries.
You do not. It's a chance to get
Small
Masterwork
chances.
Cores. Yeah, extremely small chances.
And then the finest matter weave item, according to the description,
gives you a chance to get a and once you get a Masterwork Core from a drop, that buff that you have is gone.
How do you get those?
By dismantling legendary shit.
Weird. Okay.
So much chance.
That's 100% what this game is. It's RNG and chance.
So
because that's what keeps people playing for long periods of time.
It's true.
Because the more you do something, the better chance you have at getting the thing. Does that make sense? Sort of. Hypothetically?
Can you buy said items with real money?
No. You can't do that.
Well, they haven't gone that far yet, so that's good.
You absolutely can't.
They could never go that far.
Yeah.
That would be the thing that would kill Destiny 2 is if they were like, buy Masterwork Cores with actual money.
No, absolutely not.
So let me ask you a question. You've been really into World of Warcraft lately. That's kind of been your whole deal. Are you feeling like your time with Destiny is about to be up?
No.
Or is this just...
No, it's just something you're going to have to deal with. It's something we have to deal with as a player because it's there. So, I mean... my voice can't be heard because I don't freaking have 20,000 people watching me play Destiny. So my voice is never going to be heard. So it doesn't matter, right? My voice has no say in the way how Destiny evolves. Right. Just doesn't. So I just have to deal with it.
Or you don't.
Or I don't. But but the game is so much fun. It's so much fun. Like I said, Dreaming City is amazing. It is so much fun going around and really doing this hard content because it's hard, dude. I can solo one of the events, the Taken Blight, just because I know how and I know how to get those blights killed fast enough. I can do that. But I was seeing another guy. I was literally standing on a mountain watching some guy do it, and he was just failing hard. So not everybody knows how. But you can solo a couple public events, but the other two there, you just can't solo by yourself, which is fine. I get it. Destiny's made to be played with friends. So when Daniel and I are going and doing this, we're actually finishing it. But again, public events in the Dreaming City are rated at 530 in the starting zone and about 540 in the higher zones. But we're still getting 500 drops. It doesn't matter. It's all 500. Does not matter. We're finishing 530 content and 540 rated content. We're still getting 500 drops. The only way to get powerful drops is from engrams. Only way. And that's gated. There's only a finite amount you can do a day and a week. So again, you're gated. Unless you're playing 12 hours a day every day, you're fucked, because that's what bounties that were, so some of the weekly bounties where it give you a powerful engram, you have to complete like 8 other daily bounties. So guess what? You better fucking log in every day so you can get those 8 daily bounties done to get your freaking weekly bounty done. Because if you don't log in every day, you're going to miss one. You're going to miss out on that weekly bounty. And you lose your powerful engram that week for that.
The weekly bounties, are they? Where do you get them from? Does
Vendors. Most vendors have 1 or 2 weekly bounties.
So pretty much every vendor has it.
Yeah, pretty
so
much.
Like if you go to Earth, Devrim has it.
Yes, sort. No, actually they don't. The old vendors don't. The newer vendors do. But then again, like it's
Petra
just
has it.
Petra has it. Spider has weekly bounties. Gambit definitely has weekly bounties, except I don't think they give you powerful gear. I think Gambit only gives you legendary gear. The main thing you get from Gambit bounties is infamy. Okay. Hawthorne gives you daily and weekly bounties, but she doesn't give powerful engrams. She gives legendary engrams, but you have an overall clan. If you can get your clan up to 100% XP for the week, like normal, actually not like normal, you get a powerful engram from Hawthorne too for doing your clan XP for the week. But the only way to do clan XP is to finish clan bounties. You don't just get clan XP for doing shit anymore. And
can you do clan bounties alone?
Sure, but you got better to go do Crucible if you want to finish it. No, to get to 100%, you need to do the Crucible ones.
But not all bounties. Some bounties you have to do with other people.
Oh, yes. Some bounties you do have to have a clan mate to finish it.
But there are ones that you can finish on your own.
There are some, but I'm stuck at 95% clan XP right now because I have Crucible bounties that I'm not going to go do.
That you refuse to do.
Because it's 30 final blows.
Ooh.
I'm not that good at PvP.
Oh, really?
They're sins checked or whatever it's called. Like you have to have 30 arc final blows or 30 solar final blows. I'm not that good, man. I just can't do it. So it's like those bounties are lost on me. Just lost.
Leave it to someone else in your clan.
Sure. Well, no, like I have to do them with the clan mate to get clan XP.
Oh, it's not just like just an overall clan, like everybody.
Most of the clan bounties, like Ev was saying, you have to be with a clan mate to get any of these things done.
Huh.
And that's the only way to level up your clan XP, which is another powerful engram. So if you don't have people to play with a week, you're fucked out of a powerful engram.
Mm-hmm. I know you're not big on PvP, but you didn't really talk about too much about like Gambit. Have you played too much?
Well,
of
Gambit's
that?
not PvP.
Well, no, but
Gambit's amazing.
Yeah,
yeah, Gambit's a shit ton of fun. Gambit is a shit ton of fun if you play with guys that realize it's not a PvP mode. People that think it's PvP, just you're fucked because they're constantly there's a portal that you can go invade. I can't tell you how many times that we're playing and we're all trying to kill primevals or blockers, and there's just a guy standing at the portal waiting for it to open, and then he jumps through, and then literally he goes, "Invader invades." Your invader's headed back because he dies immediately. It's like you're not helping. You're literally not helping in any way, shape, or form. Because there's guys that are doing that. They're just standing at the portal waiting. Jump through, not helping kill anything.
I feel like that's partially the Triumph's fault, though, because there are a couple Triumphs that are tied to
invading. Absolutely. But
and
those are Triumphs will come though.
I know, but I don't think that there are always going to be people out there that when you give them something to do, they're like, "Oh,
they want to do it
I'm
right
going
away."
to do this thing. I want to knock this
out. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
But that's something that whenever you make, like daily missions or weekly, just in any game, whenever you're developing it, you have to consider like, is this going to break the mechanic of the game? Is this going to make it not fun for everybody else? Because somebody's going to be rushing to get a final blow on somebody, or like that's something
my point. Like if you're it's two teams competing against each other. It's less about the PvP aspect of it. So if
It
I
is.
was,
It's not. It really isn't. The PvP really comes into it when your primeval shows up, because you dying, it heals a good portion of that primeval, and if it's an invader, it heals even more. So it's like that aspect of the PvP is awesome and there, but it's up until that point, you invading doesn't help us as much as you staying and collecting motes.
but if it just doesn't make sense to me that for this mode that is very much team centric and PvE based, it doesn't make sense for me to make Triumphs focus on the PvP aspect.
Sure, and
That just seems like an oversight. to
well,
me by
it's
Bungie.
an oversight by Bungie. Like to what Justin
Yeah.
was saying, is they didn't think that there's going to be people out there that want to do this right away, so they're going to basically ruin the game for the rest of the people they're
Speaking
playing
of
with.
Triumphs, I know it's a 0 score, but it is complete and utter bullshit that the Destiny owning the
legendary
Destiny
thing.
2 limited edition is a triumph.
Yeah, for completion is sure.
But it's so fucking stupid.
Sure, whatever.
It's like having a trophy or an achievement tied to what version of the game you bought.
sure, whatever.
I can't believe that. When I saw that, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Sure, whatever.
Wait, so sorry. Does that get you anything?
No,
Or?
it makes the little box that says it light up green.
Okay.
That's all.
But if you don't have it, it'll just
It's a
never be
completionist
green.
thing.
Yeah, sure, it's a completionist thing.
it's
That
a
box will never
completionist
be
thing.
green.
It's the same thing that like when you're playing a game and you have like the completionist number, right? And that's
But it
as you go
doesn't-
on in the game, the number rises.
but it doesn't
I know
contribute to the number,
score,
right.
But it's it's the visual thing in this case. But imagine that you're playing a Ubisoft game, and in order to get 100% completion, you have to buy the extra Super Diamond Gold edition of that game.
Except
Which wouldn't necessarily be so much of a problem if you could just upgrade the copy of Destiny 2 that you already bought to
Right.
the limited
So,
edition.
except
but you can't do that.
Except that thing doesn't count toward the 100% progression.
Right. It's just
To your own like headcanon, that little box counts toward 100% progression, but it actually doesn't.
Yeah, but
I wonder-
that still bugs me because it's a
Sure.
visual component
Sure.
of a
Right.
visual guide.
A visual
wa-
component that you have to dig super hard into collections to get to.
But
you
even
have to
then,
open
what
up
is
your.
what's the point of that being there? So like, well, but like, so say you don't have it, right? And then it will for the most part forever be unchecked, unticked. And then if you do have it,
It's ticked.
congratulations, you have it.
Sure.
So what's the point of it being there?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's another
You don't get
problem.
anything
This
for
one
it.
actually contributes to scores and emblems and everything else. But if you're an Xbox player, as of right now, you can't complete one of the Crucible ones. In order to
You
complete
can't
it, you
complete
have
a
to get a
strike-
certain amount of trace rifle kills
With the new
with the
trace
different
rifle.
with each void.
It's not-
or
but-
I'm sorry, with each energy type.
But it's not just that; it's the strikes, it's the exclusive, it's the exclusive maps, it's the exclusive content, it's exotic weapons. You're going to have an exotic weapon there that is grayed out and what's it called? Unknown. I think it just says unknown. It'll just be unknown until that tracer rifle is part of the Xbox thing, which I don't know if it ever will be. But that's the thing. If you're an Xbox player,
I would imagine they wouldn't
But it's
have
all-
it in the game if.
but it's
you
all
could
no,
never
it's there.
have
Oh,
it,
it's
right?
there.
It's there.
It's
It exists.
totally there.
It's-
Which means eventually it'll go to Xbox.
Not necessarily.
Well, I mean,
maybe.
it's a year time gated content.
Oh, okay.
Any time that this stuff goes live, it's a year. So Xbox players should have just gotten all of the stuff from last year.
But again, we've had this conversation before. If that bothers you that much, you should have switched to PlayStation a long ass time ago. I don't have any sympathy for you.
I feel
just
differently
don't.
about the triumphs. I do. I think
I don't
that-
because the triumphs don't really matter.
I mean, it doesn't matter to you. But it matters to people. Like it's one of the biggest things that's being talked about in the Destiny the Destiny
Triumphs-
subreddit and community
triumphs
right
do
now.
matter to me. I have a score of 13,000. Thank you very much.
People really care a lot about triumphs, and it seems very silly to have 2/3 of your player base not allowed to complete it in a timely manner because you have time gated content because of an exclusive deal that you made with another publisher,
Sure.
or system. So
It's just like I said. I mean, triumphs matter to me, but I'm on PlayStation 4, so I have nothing to complain about. And that little number for the legendary edition or whatever it's called, doesn't matter because it doesn't contribute to that score. But yeah, triumphs 100% matter to me. But that's also why when Destiny's big thing was play more on PlayStation, it's like, well, I'm playing Destiny on PlayStation. Then that's 100% of the thing. I did that before anybody decided, like, oh yeah, we'll play on PlayStation too. You know what I mean? It's just we're what the most out of Destiny play on PlayStation. Sorry, guys.
All right, done.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, advertising does work.
They got you.
But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this yet. I don't know how I feel. I don't know at that reset. I don't know if I can get above 510. It doesn't seem like I'm going to, and that really sucks because I just don't know if I can do the raid when it comes out.
Right.
Which isn't a huge deal, but I'm really looking forward to this raid because of the story that got set up in the campaign. I think the story is super fucking cool, man. I cannot wait to get inside this raid and figure out what the hell's actually happening.
So do you think what it added, the story, the raid that'll be coming out, do you think ultimately is it worth the cost for people who don't have time to know life it to get all these, end game aspects of it?
No,
is it worth it?
No. If you don't have time to play this game, you're not going to get the most out of this game. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Everett, what was that face about?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have time to play this game, you're not going to get the most out of Destiny 2 at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not Forsaken. Destiny 2, sure. Destiny 2, Curse of Osiris, and Warmind. If you can play 2 hours every night or 2 hours every other night, you can get the most out of that game. But at Forsaken, you can't. You just can't. It'll be months before you get anywhere near where you can go do the raid or even do lost sectors in the top section of the map. 560. If you only have time to play 2 hours every other day, there's no way you're not going to get to 560 anytime soon. And that's not okay, man. It's just not.
Well, from the sound of it, though, like me, I don't know. Like, I'm not fully certain on how they set these numbers, but like, if two people at 505 are able to do these 560, like maybe the numbers are a little fudged.
Sure, maybe they are, but again, if I'm completing 550 stuff, then give me something.
Yeah, I mean,
reward us. Like everything that I go do, I should be getting something for, even if it's a power level above. Like if I have 505 gloves and 506 drops, fine. At least let me see a progression, because right now the progression is it's disheartening.
I get having a certain
Hell, Daniel even said, he's like, if it stays like this, I might not play Destiny. Daniel said that.
I understand having like a zone where you want people to be power level 500 to go in.
Sure, of course.
You have to be 500 to go
560.
No, I'm just throwing out a theoretical
got it.
situation. But in order to do this activity, you should be this power level. I get that, but I also wish that things would just scale to whatever your level is, like it does in ESO and World of Warcraft and Star Wars: The Old Republic, where it scales to each individual player. So you can go and do things, but your power level doesn't matter. So you can grow in power level, but it's not really affecting the game.
Yeah, I guess, but that would make things not as hard and less fun.
I mean, for a good game designer, you should still be able to bake in challenge for things that are around your power level.
Sure, but I mean, I think Destiny, no offense to any of the developers, but I think in certain things they're amazing game designers. But in this instance, they're not good game designers. They're good at designing a game for somebody who can play 12 hours a day. That's who they're good designing a game for. They just are. That's who this game is for. It is 100% for streamers and people who can play.
My point just being that like it would be great if the power level number didn't try to make it mean so much, and it would be great if your power level wasn't necessarily tied to every activity in such a strong way. I think that's been a problem with Destiny 2. That's been a problem with Destiny for forever. I mean, that's the reason why we never played the raid in Rise of Iron, was because we weren't willing to do that grind post Rise of Iron to get to raid.
Yeah,
level.
I semi agree, but not fully, because I think a thing to work towards is 100% a pillar of game design in RPGs and MMOs. Hey, I want to go here. Holy shit, I can't. I need to come back. Keep going, keep doing the thing, level up, and then go back and do it. That is a pillar of an RPG. Unfortunately, I need to go back and do things. I don't progress. There's nothing that I'm doing to progress.
But that's my point, though, is that I feel like right now we're in a situation where your drops have to not mean anything in order for people to get the amount of playtime they want to get from it, right? Your drops are always going to be 500 until you hit a certain thing, and then it's still going to drop lower for you because that number is way too important in too many things in the game.
Sure.
If you make that number less important, then you can grow characters in a consistent way, give them rewards for doing everything without feeling like you're taking away from your gameplay.
That's the problem is I don't think they need to change the number because every MMO other than like Elder Scrolls, but like WoW is like that. You can't go get in. You won't be able to get into the raid for WoW unless you're power level or eye level 310. You just can't do it. You will not be able to do enough damage and or heal and or tank effectively to do it. So you have to be 310 to even consider stepping into the raid. But that being said, 310 is not impossible to get to. 310 is actually pretty damn easy to get to because there are certain things that you can go do that get you that. And if you're good enough to go do higher level content than what you actually are supposed to be able to doing, you're rewarded with higher level content. If you're like eye level 260 in WoW and you go do a 290 activity and finish it, guess what it's going to drop at? It's going to drop at 290. You're going to get gear that is going to progress you. And the problem is with Destiny is that they're not giving us gear to keep progressing except for their stupid fucking milestone system. Because it's basically what it is. They're all milestones. They're all just daily milestones or daily quests that you can go do. And that's the only way to progress. Even though we spent a ton of time doing that blind well thing, we probably spent 30, 40 minutes doing those 2 blind well things and got 500 drops. And it's rated at 550. If we do it, just reward us for it. Because we should be getting with this, dude, the power cap is 600. 600. That's 100 light levels to get to. And I've gone from 500 to 504 in 2 days. Holy fucking shit. And that's no lifing it. That's not playing like we normally play Destiny.
Yeah, but I also see the side of things where when this number matters a lot, you are kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place with your fans because if every drop means something, then you're just going to be hitting level cap or you're going to be hitting power level caps way too quickly. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I think that I just think that there are too many opinions out there that Bungie has to take into account, and eventually they have to choose.
Well, the problem is they're not taking any opinions into account except for the people that want to play this game for a long ass period of time every day of the week.
I know, and that sucks, but I mean, those are the people that are going to be playing the game in a month. You know,
so are we though.
Sure,
but the problem is
that we represent a minority of the players.
But the problem is we're the ones that are actually spending money on this game too. That's a huge issue for me. Is that Datto and Watts and Tefty Teft and all these guys that stream this game professionally, right? Because they're making money off it. They're not paying for this game. Well, but their voices are the loudest, and it's fucking ridiculous.
But it's not. I don't think it's their voices though. Obviously, we see some of this shit start with streamers. We've talked about this thousands of times, but they get the community on their side. That is the power that they have. And so they can say one thing, and then their community is going to go to all the different channels that fucking Bungie listens to. And they're going to repeat the same shit over and over again. After a certain point, it's like, yeah, you have the Destiny 1% that doesn't have to pay for anything and gets what they want, but you also have the Destiny 80% that listen to everything that Datto says and fucking parrots it out on social media.
Sure, I don't know if they're the majority playing this game. They're definitely I think we are still the majority playing this game.
I hear more of just across the internet. Across random YouTubers and everything else, I hear more of the Datto opinions than I hear of ours. I haven't heard a single other. I haven't even seen people post the things that we say on this podcast.
But 100% of the Destiny players aren't on the internet. They're not talking on the internet. They're just not. 100% of the players are not talking on the internet.
But I mean, obviously, there's that percentage of Destiny fan base that just doesn't give a fuck, right?
Sure.
Like those are the people that are happy being 504 and they're just going to keep playing until they either find something else or
that's the thing is they will find something else because they'll hit that gap and they're like, well, I don't know what to do next.
But I just feel like we've hit that point where the people that believed the stuff that we did and were saying the things that we did have either gone away or they've changed their minds. Because I just don't see the shit that we're saying on this podcast anymore happening on Destiny the game or on the Bungie forums or on
I mean,
Twitter.
I never saw like Reddit ever agreeing with us.
I did at the beginning, but
I
over
never
time
saw
it was less and less of them fucking agreeing with us.
You just have
I
to look
mean-
at the controversial section.
I think I guarantee you, I can tell you the next patches, Infusion's going to be fixed. Let's see what else. What else are people complaining about? Infusion's going to be fixed. I don't know. Maybe some. I haven't. I
Are you
honestly
talking about
haven't.
Forsaken? Like,
Yeah,
what needs to be
I
fixed?
honestly haven't been on Destiny subreddit, so I honestly don't know what people are complaining about.
I feel like I've seen people complaining about matchmaking whenever it comes to Gambit, or like
Oh,
people,
God, dude.
people like dropping out.
2 games in a row in Gambit, I got put into a losing match, and 2 minutes later we lost. It's like, well, that's not fun.
Yeah.
So but that's always been a thing for Bungie. They can't matchmake people for shit. That's just been a thing since Destiny 1.
I mean, right now it's a lot of what I've been seeing is a lot of circle jerking, and Bungie's the best ever, and it's also a lot of complaining about triumphs. Those are like the three things.
So
that I've seen
Infusion and Triumphs are going to
Lots
be
of
the
thank
two
you
that get
posts.
fixed. But when really like the actual core progression system of this game still, it's just not friendly to us at all, and it sucks. But again, like I said, it's just something you have to deal with. I'm just going to have to try,
especially at this point. You know, you can't expect
because
you can't expect something that's not Destiny to all of a sudden be fixed with a new.
Sure, of course,
with a new DLC.
and this isn't necessarily a problem for the masses. It's just kind of a problem for us. Is unfortunately we do have a clanmate in Daniel that can play quite a bit, so he's going to way out level us, and he's going to go do the raid, and he's going to go do all this other stuff. But we're all still stuck here, not really be able to do anything. TJ hasn't even been able to get on. David's played like 2 games of Gambit, and like they just haven't been able to play. So we've got a clanmate that's just going to keep passing us by and going and doing all these things. And then it's like, as a clan, we get left behind, which means we lose all, maybe Daniel's not going to want to play with us because that happens quite often. Daniel wants to go raid instead of doing the things we're doing to progress.
He's beyond you.
Yeah, basically.
You're beneath him now.
And it's just, I'm not sure how I feel about. I think the Forsaken is a story. I can't wait to play the raid because I literally love this story so much. It's so fucking good.
So what we need to do is we need to get Daniel to stream Destiny 2.
He won't stream
under Twin Stick Radio.
He won't stream,
and then our opinions will get out.
No,
and then
he won't stream. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on their idea of endgame yet. That's the problem. I'm just not sold on it yet. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not.
you keep saying yet. It's
That's the thing is
I love this hope.
Well, that's
you
the thing
hold
is
on
I've got we've only been playing this game for 2 days, and I'm at 504. Something could change, like at the next reset, and then the next reset, I could jump 20 levels,
I don't know. I mean, like,
and out of nowhere,
See,
and a lot of things could change.
You've been playing Forsaken for 2 days, but Destiny in itself has not changed a whole lot in this past year.
we talked about this.
Sure.
We talked about this a couple months ago, but like at this point, this is always from fucking Taken King, from D1 vanilla. This has always been the problem.
Well, no, progression was great in Warmind and Curse of Osiris. It was amazing.
Progression was not great in Warmind.
Yes, it
How
was,
many
'cause
weeks of complaining did we have on the podcast about the fact that we weren't getting reliable drops that we needed?
That's not progression.
Play
That's
the tape.
RNG. Progression was fine in Curse of Osiris and Warmind because the mass majority of players could reach the cap in a good time. RNG has nothing to do with progression. What actually drops has nothing to do with progression. The number that's on the top left-hand corner of what drops is the problem with progression. Just because I didn't get an assault rifle that I wanted, that's not
what
progression.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about in general from the time that Warmind launched up until Solstice of Heroes, we were complaining about powerful engrams. And we'd been complaining about powerful engrams when Destiny 2 launched.
Sure,
we were
yeah,
complaining about powerful, or we were
that's something different. The milestone
Rise of
system.
Iron.
Yeah, absolutely. The milestone system's ridiculous.
My whole point being, and what I said a couple months ago is that at this point, I feel like I just have to get, as a Destiny fan, I just have to be okay with the fact that like Bungie doesn't know how to make a good progression system.
Yep.
Like that, this is this game. This has been this game for 5 fucking years. It's always been like this. In even after Curse and Warmind, maybe it was slightly better than it had been at some point, but there was a lot of Warmind bitching from all three of the people on our fire team at this moment.
I think
about how we weren't getting shit that we needed.
I think yes. With the whole like, oh, I need boots, right? But that's an RNG system. That's not necessarily a progression system. And once you hit,
your
hold on, let
progression
me
is tied to
hold on, let
RNG.
me finish. Once you hit a certain so like we hit 559 or 599, that is going to come into effect 100%, 100%. But the overall power progression from like 450 to 600, or sorry, 450 to 599, 598. Right now, it's an incredible thing that nobody except for the diehards are going to be able to really accomplish in a good, timely manner.
I'm not even
in Warmind and in Curse of Osiris. We hit level cap pretty much because the difference between 376 and 380 is negligible. It's just that number at 380 feels really good. Like, oh yeah, I finally hit 380. That's really nice. But that number is negligible. So for when we hit 598 to 600, again, negligible. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. So, but the overall progression system is not necessarily tied to RGN. What the frick? RNG. It is tied to that number that is just really stubborn right now. Super fucking stubborn.
I just disagree. Even me, who is not at the end game of Forsaken yet, there was an hour last night where I was grinding for 2 specific pieces of blue gear so that I can get to a reasonable level to go do the next adventure on the Tangled Shore. I could not get arms and a primary weapon to drop. Just for the life of me, could not do it. So I was stuck significantly lower than I should have been because I had 2 really low pieces of gear. What?
You didn't have material to infuse?
It didn't matter because I wasn't getting the drop to move it higher.
Yeah, well, you have the purple bow, yeah?
I have the purple bow.
That dropped at 410?
Yeah.
And that's what you're using?
Yes.
You haven't got anything higher than 410 in that kinetic slot?
No.
Nothing.
So I couldn't infuse it. I wasn't getting that drop.
Which, again, guess what if you were playing with us? Would have been a shit ton easier and taken half the time.
Maybe, but I just wasn't getting drops.
Sure.
And it wasn't taking me that long to get actually get drops because I was just going and doing public events, opening up chests. Like I was getting drops like every 5 minutes. I wasn't getting the drops that I needed. So that, I mean, it's a problem even in a leveling. Like even when you're leveling 2 cap. And it might not be a problem yet, but eventually it's going to get to the point where it's like you do bounties every day for 5 days a week, and you're still not getting the arms you need to
absolutely
be raid ready.
Sure, absolutely. However, we haven't run into that yet. Right now, Destiny's RNG loot drop system has actually been pretty good. There hasn't been really a time where it's like, God, I got another fucking grenade. Oh, there's another grenade launcher. Oh, hey, I got another grenade launcher. Every single drop really seems to be very, very varied, which that whole idea of them duplication happening it seems gone. It's just, and they do throw shit at you. Like, I can't tell you how much shit we're getting for doing the things we're doing. We're not like Diablo or Division level, like loot progression, but man, we're getting so much shit. There's so many things being thrown at us because like I said, we're doing the bounties. Every time you do a daily bounty, you get a powerful engram. Every single time. Not every time. Some of them. But daily bounties give you powerful engrams. Powerful engrams drop. Somehow you get weird buffs called for prime attunement where you just randomly get a powerful, a legendary engram drop. It's called prime engram. They throw loot at you now, which is great. It's fucking amazing. Except it's all at 500. All of it. Just bump it up. And that the soft cat's 500, so I don't know. I'm 510. I just hit 510 total, putting on random pieces of gear. I don't know if that is going to affect the drops. Is it going to start dropping at 501 now? Because even that's better than 500. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's going to happen at some point in time. I just don't know where that threshold is, and it seems like it's 510.
I mean, that's how it's been since Destiny 2 launched.
Okay.
Your highest achieved power level affects your blues and purple drops.
Cool. But they like I said, they throw loot at you. There's so much shit to freaking go through, and it's all like random rolls too, that's fucking annoying. And get on the road. We know
Well,
how I feel about random rolls.
That's actually probably why, and we can move on from this in a
Sure,
second.
that is why they throw so much
Because
Yeah,
because they
absolutely.
can, because now
Yep.
it's like you might get something like really good and not necessarily game breaking, but like God tier.
Yep, absolutely.
Or there's just as much of a chance that you'll just get a piece of shit.
Yep. I've gotten plenty of pieces of shit. And they're all 500, so you just dismantle them and not get Masterwork cores.
But you think it feels good because here's look at all this
Sure,
loot
yeah,
that I'm
like
getting.
every session I walk away with easily, 15, 20, 25 pieces of loot. It's like, hey, this is awesome, but
And-
dismantle. This is all 500, so we'll see what happens.
All right,
Oh.
we need to move on.
There's your topic of the week.
Yeah, are you guys ready for the news?
No.
Yes. Maybe.
The Xbox One is getting a quote skill, end quote. That's what Xbox is officially calling this. That seems to replace the functionality of the Kinect. Users will now be able to use voice commands through Alexa and Cortana devices. The skill will allow you to turn your console on and off, launch games and apps, start and stop mixer broadcasts, control volume, control media playback, navigate menus, and capture screenshots and videos.
Wait, you can't do that on the Xbox now?
You can do it with the Kinect. You can't do it through
But they're saying
any
you can
other
use
device.
Alexa.
Oh, you're using Alexa to do that.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
connected
okay.
to Alexa, and Alexa is
Okay,
controlling your
because
Xbox.
I know you can do that on PlayStation. You can't use Alexa on PlayStation, but
You can use your microphone?
Yeah, you can. Once you turn the PlayStation on, actually, if it's in sleep mode, I think you can turn on your microphone and say PlayStation on, and then it gives you a bunch of like voice, like you can go PlayStation Destiny 2, and then PlayStation Start. You can do it on Play, sort of. It's not to this
Yeah,
extent.
the nice thing about the Kinect was always that I felt like there was a little bit more versatility than what's
Sure.
in the
Oh yeah.
PlayStation voice
Oh yeah.
commands.
Absolutely.
But
Plus the Connect, I like the Connect that recognize your face and
Yeah.
signed you into your account.
Yeah, that was nice.
For like college rooms that have a bunch of dudes on one account. So it's cool.
yeah,
I miss the Connect. I don't miss the Connect. That was a lie.
You held on to that line
Piece
for like
of
a split second.
shit.
I just always thought that Kinect thing, like the voice commands in Xbox One
Totally
Kinect,
worth it.
I always thought they were kind of silly.
No way. Totally worth it. Love it. Freaking minority,
it?
like halfway not minority. Like that's one step closer to Minority Report. I love the voice. commands.
Xbox, turn down TV, and then it like knocks it down like 2 inches.
If I was using my
Inches?
Inches.
Oh, oonches.
if I was using my Xbox or PlayStation as a media, like if I was watching media from it, I guess I could understand why that's cool. Like, how many times have you been watching WWE or Netflix and you have to like turn on your controller to start the next episode?
Oh
or-
yeah, sure. Well,
pause
yeah.
it, you know?
Sometimes, man, Netflix is the worst. It's
Yeah.
like, are you still there? Yes,
of
I'm
course I'm
still
still
fucking here. If I wasn't here, you wouldn't be playing right now.
Yeah, and you have to like turn on your controller. You have to wait for the light to stop blinking.
WWE is nice. They just keep going.
Oh, do
WWE
they?
just keeps on going. However, is there a way to tell WWE to buffer faster because their servers suck? Like on a pay per view, dear God, that thing buffers
Remember
like
when
mad.
Netflix was really bad like that though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, hopefully WWE like figures it out soon because
Hopefully.
it took Netflix a really long time to get their shit together. During Germany's IFA Electronics Convention, Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida crushed dreams of a crossplay future. According to him, PlayStation isn't looking at crossplay because PS4 is the best place to play. Quote, on cross-platform, our way of thinking is that PlayStation is the best place to play. Fortnite, I believe, partnered with PlayStation 4, is the best experience for users. That's our belief, end quote.
Destiny's definitely the best place to play for PlayStation.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
true. But God,
That is such a
that is the most
that is such a
Sony-ass
close
thing.
that is such a closed-minded thing just to shut down basically just to shut down any conversation about crossplay regardless of whether or not they would ever go through with it. You entertain the idea. You entertain the idea for people, keep their hopes alive.
I'm never going to buy you a steak dinner, ever. In my entire life, I will never take you out for a steak dinner.
I don't believe you.
In no way, shape, or form would I ever entertain you and to make you think that it's a possibility. I
still
will
don't believe you.
never take you to a steak dinner.
Okay,
Now you're just
where,
playing
what are
hard
you
to get.
driving towards?
The idea of entertaining the fact of crossplay, no, just tell them straight. Like, is it dumb? Yes. Is the idea that cross-platform can't be crossplay can't be a thing on PlayStation dumb? 100%. This is the stupidest thing in the fucking world. However, it's Band-Aid. Pull the Band-Aid off fast. Be done with it.
Let's be real for a second. this is a fight, whether it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now,
Oh,
100 years from now.
Sony's gonna lose.
Sony will lose this
Oh,
fight
100%.
at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not a matter of it doesn't matter if they're entertaining us or not. It's going to happen.
Sure.
I don't need you to confirm it to make me believe it's going to happen.
Am I touching your foot?
That is my foot.
Okay.
But the thing that's more frustrating about this to me isn't really related to crossplay. It's just related to fucking Sony being Sony. It's like after the success of the PS2, they get on there, they get on an interview and say, people get 2 jobs to afford this ridiculously priced a Blu-ray player for the PS3. And then the PS3 has, a rough couple of years, eventually ends up outselling the Xbox 360, but has a rough couple of years, and they come back, tail tucked and like, we're going to make this all about the gamers and for the players. Then they do really fucking good. And they get back on their fucking high horse of believing they're better than everyone else and not being accommodating to what the industry wants.
I respect their stance. Do
Sure.
I agree?
Do you?
No. Yeah, well, yeah, I totally respect their stance. Do I respect somebody's idea to be like a Trump supporter? Sure. Do I agree with it?
Gotcha.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Sure, I respect their stance. I have respect for a company that will put their foot down in times of whatever this is. Or do I agree with Trey? They're going to lose 100%. They will 100% lose this fight, and there will be crossplay in the next 15 years.
I guess for me, it's just one of those like, it's a situation of how do you not see this as a losing battle? Like, how do you think that you're going to be able to? How do you think you're going to be able to hold this
Because
out?
their head is
literally
so far
just
up
said
their
it.
own ass.
But I don't.
because
I don't
how do you-
understand
because
that. I don't understand that mentality. It's
how
like, what
does-
side of
this
history
is-
do you
how
want to
does
be on?
how does Donald Trump not realize he's running a country into the ground? It's the same fucking question.
Yeah.
this is what,
Because he's a
like,
fucking narcissistic asshat, just like Sony. They're
What-
a narcissistic ass company.
what Sony wants, the future for Sony, and the thing that Sony has always been fighting for since PlayStation 3 is they want a future where Nintendo and Xbox and no other console exists.
Yep.
That people only play their games on PlayStation. That is what Sony has always wanted. And the thing that sucks for me, and the reason why I get frustrated about this, is I like the PlayStation 4 ecosystem. I think the PlayStation 4 as a console is vastly superior to Xbox One. I think Xbox One is a little bit more consumer friendly, but I like the PlayStation 4 more than the Xbox One. I will probably never own an Xbox One again. I hate that console. I think it's ugly. I hate the controller. I hate the dashboard. I think it doesn't have very good games that are exclusive to it. So why the fuck would I buy
Does the dashboard
it?
still look like Windows 8?
I haven't seen the most recent
Oh,
dashboard.
that's good.
No,
I
it's a little
hate
different.
I hate everything
Still
about
ugly.
the Xbox One.
Doesn't work well.
And now that all of the Xbox One exclusives can be played on PC, why the fuck would I ever own an Xbox? I like the PlayStation ecosystem. I don't want to be in a place with the next generation where they're fucking getting clobbered because once again they're anti-consumer.
I found out today my dad calls Donald Trump Cheeto Head because he thinks his hair looks like Cheetos.
There you go.
I laughed pretty hard.
Game Informer has shed some light on Fallout 76's main campaign. The
You skipped one.
What?
You skipped one.
Oh, I'll go back. The story will center around finding Vault 76's overseer, who mysteriously left before everyone else. Before leaving, the overseer left secret instructions for the player that will help get them started on their journey. Todd Howard also stressed that the game will still feature the same deep level of side quests that the series is known for,
Secret instructions for the player.
that
Everybody else heard.
These are just for you.
Yeah, and
And all
the other
your
guy that's
friends.
about to walk out as well.
So my name is Bife did an interview with Anthony's game director. Or Anthem's
Anthony?
game.
I
God,
was
what
like,
is
who's
wrong with
Anthony?
me? Anthem's game director.
I was just going to go along with it too.
I was like, I guess we're supposed to know Anthony. I'm
with
in.
it's a
Anthem's
real
game
indie
director
developer.
about kind of the idea like how does your protagonist fit into this world? Like, is he the chosen one? And he kind of like brought Destiny in and was like, Destiny is this thing where you're supposed to believe that you're like the best guardian ever, but everyone's doing the same shit as you. And Anthem's game director was like, well, I mean, our idea is that you're just one other person in this universe and that you are going to be doing significant things, but it's about freelancers as an entirety rather than the single freelancer.
Sure. Sounds like WoW.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they brought up WoW as a comparison too.
Right. It's like you're important, but you're not.
You're
not the chosen one.
you're not King Ren or you're not Sylvanas.
Yeah.
But you're still super important.
Your job is important. What
Yeah.
you're doing is very
Yeah.
important.
That's
But-
cool. I like that.
But I really hate this shit. Going back to Fallout
Sure.
76 and Destiny, I hate this shit where it's like you're special, but so is everyone else.
Right, exactly.
Like let's just get on the same level.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a cutscene, and they're going to be like, "Hold on to these secret things," and then
Well,
it's going to cut cutscene,
yeah,
and then
there's-
everybody's going to be there.
There's no cutscenes. There's no spoken
right.
dialogue, apparently. The only spoken dialogue you're going to hear is from robots. And even then, it's going to be super, super limited and minuscule. You still, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is 100% a Fallout campaign without the idea of talking and influencing the world. You just you can't, you don't do that. Which that's fine. I've been asking for a Fallout MMO for I don't know how fucking long, and we got it. So it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but it's still going to be fucking cool.
You think the Overseer is going to be the bad guy?
I don't necessarily believe there is going to be a bad guy.
Yeah, there's definitely a story campaign. I just don't know. I'm not. I don't know because Bethesda has taken like Fallout lore and really kind of turned it upside down a lot. So stuff that actually, so like in Fallout 3, there's a computer log of Vault 76, and it was opened 5 years before this game takes place.
Oh,
So yeah, so does that mean the overseer in this left 5 years before everybody else, or like are they changing things? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Plus, the original Vault 76 wasn't in West Virginia. It was in the middle of DC, if I remember right. Anyway, they just changed
They could have
stuff.
picked any other number.
I know.
They're like, let's pick the one number that we already created.
Yeah,
lore.
whatever.
well, it's because right. Does it not tie into 1776? Is
I'm sure that's exactly why they chose 76. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure.
because it's a whole like bicentennial thing?
Tricentennial.
Maybe, but like,
Tricentennial.
let's be real. How many fucking? I bet that's going to go over a lot of people's heads, even though it's like directly in the game, right?
There's no way. Everybody that if you're I would assume
If you're a red-blooded American,
that's what I was literally, I would assume that if you're an American, you understand in 1776 we signed the freaking Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
You can't put those two together. There's something wrong.
But
Stone Cold
there are
Steve
still
Austin
people
comes out. Listen here,
there,
brother.
there are still people that believe that after or on New Year's Day, the United States is turning the same age as the year.
That's very true.
Are there people like that?
Dude, what on New Year's Day,
Mm-hmm.
go check, just click on a random Facebook or Twitter profile and then go just start going through Twitter. You will be amazed at how many times you see "Happy Birthday, America." I can't
believe America's
2,000 years old. I can't believe we've been around. Not kidding.
Surely.
Nope.
Surely these
This is
are
not
all
made
just.
These aren't made
but
up.
Maybe they're
dude.
just joking.
No, they're not.
No.
There's no, they're not. Unfortunately,
maybe they think
and
they're clever.
And this may be generalizing, but they're all like really young teenagers that just don't pay attention in
Or
school.
they're fucking like grandmas and shit.
No,
there are
there's no
older
way.
people that do that shit too.
There's no
Well,
way.
no, that reminds me of
Older people, there's
that
no
you're-
way.
Not that your
Your mom like
That's
fell
what I
for
was
the
gonna
green
say.
moon.
I was gonna say not that your mom's a
Are you
grandmother.
sure?
but-
However,
Older
in
people would've fallen for that.
defense of my mother, she understands that.
That's my point. I'm not calling your mom dumb.
Sure.
I'm saying that your mom, out of all people, could be
Sure.
fooled by social media.
Sure, but no, it's a real thing. People actually think New Year's Day is America's birthday. 100%.
God bless America.
THQ Nordic has acquired the rights to Kingdoms of Amalur from 38 Studios, a studio famous for being run by former baseball star Kurt Schillings, not Kurth.
No, it's Kurth. It's not Kurth. But
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
gonna
good.
I'm gonna name.
I was like, is it really?
But I'm gonna name a D&D character Kurth. 'cause that's
good
kinda
name.
Cool, yeah.
The studio was eventually closed after a legal battle with the state of Rhode Island that was caused by a defaulted loan. It's not clear what THQ Nordic plans to do with the IP or how much they paid for it, but it has cemented the company's status as an island of discarded gaming IPs.
Very true.
What a weird acquisition. But
No way, dude. That game's awesome.
no. I'm glad there's another Kingdoms of Amalur, right?
Oh, potentially there could be, yeah.
The first one was great. It
Yeah.
was sad that the studio closed down and it could never happen.
Man,
again.
that was a good game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Story written by Ari Salvatore.
Yes.
One of the best Neverwinter. One of the best
Fantasy writers, but also D&D writers.
D&D. Right? Well, they are they. Yeah, they are D&D books.
Yeah.
They're set in Ravenloft and shit. Anyway, such a great game. Great game.
But it's weird. I would, if you had asked me if anyone could buy the Kingdoms of Amalur IP, I would have said no. I wouldn't have expected it to be on the market. I just kind of.
What do you think? Rhode Island would just hold on to it?
I think that the whole situation with 38 Studios, from what I remember, seemed extremely petty and kind of dumb. So yeah,
Sure.
yeah, I kind of felt like Rhode
Well,
Island
no,
was hanging
I mean
to it.
maybe petty. If somebody owed me thousands upon thousands of dollars, I sure as hell would sue him too.
It's not exactly petty.
I
but,
don't.
yeah.
I don't remember exactly how it went down, and I don't remember the exact details. But from my recollection of those events, the loan was kind of a shady thing.
Sure, maybe. I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
That was last generation.
That was like 2007 or
Yeah, that was a
2008.
long time ago. That was a great game, though.
Yeah.
Everybody should play that game.
That's what. Yeah, whenever I saw this news story, I was looking up literally so many articles about like why has everyone not played this game?
Yeah, it's a
Like,
great game.
Yeah,
Great fucking
it's
game.
It actually holds up pretty well on PC.
Yeah, it does. I actually have it on
if you
PC
haven't
as well.
played it, you can
I-
get it really cheaply.
I think it's like what a really cool like what Fable could have been type thing.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
BioWare's Anthem will be getting free story updates after its launch. It's unclear when the content will begin to launch or what it is, but BioWare has assured fans that they will not have to pay for it. In other Anthem news, BioWare has also stated that Anthem will be a complete game at launch, because we have to say that now.
that's news,
Yeah.
and that's a big deal.
So a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is awesome. It'll be just like The Division." I really don't think it's going to be
No.
that way. I would be
100%
excited
not.
if it was, but I don't think it's going to be like expansions that are free.
Absolutely not.
Well, and the Division was also like, here's our our
year-
roadmap.
a
Here's
year
a
plan, yeah.
Here's a plan. This is just there's going to be some free story.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, free story it's easy to make. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. No. I don't think expansions are going to be free.
They
There's no
also
way.
late last week were
because sorry. Because we'll be getting free story updates. They did not say all story content will be free. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah.
They did also release a trailer last week for the Our World My Story thing.
Looks cool.
I didn't really I don't feel like the trailer clearly explained what it meant.
Anything we've seen from Anthem clearly explain what this game
Yeah,
is.
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised,
It's-
but
I'm-
I was
I'm-
watching that and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be really cool! Like,
Yeah.
you're going to make me believe in your game." And I was like, "What the fuck
Yeah.
is this?"
The game still looks cool. Like
It looks great.
It looks super fun.
looks
but
great, but
I'm with you, dude. I don't understand exactly what this game is yet either.
like, I'm sure, like, base level, even if this game, I believe that this game will probably hook me in the same way that Destiny hooked me, or at least at the beginning. Maybe
Yeah.
not for the entirety of its existence,
Sure.
but maybe at the beginning. But the thing that they're always gonna have to get past with me specifically is the BioWare shit that I look for
Sure.
in a BioWare game.
Again, we're 5 months out. 6 if you count September, all of September. We're 6 months out of this game. It's done. Just show us the fucking game. I know you can show us more than what you have. I know you can. Just explain to me what this game is.
I mean, hell, Cyberpunk showed us a
I
pretty
know, and I feel
decent
yeah,
walkthrough,
and that's an alpha.
a ways away.
Another delay is not out of the question, though.
Of course not, but
So there
it's not
is-
going to be a 2019 delay. I'm sorry, 2020 delay.
Oh, it'll be 6 months.
Sure,
which
but-
would put us a year out.
Sure, but that's probably to fix stupid shit, not to like rehaul your entire game. Like
add
you
more
can
free
show me
story.
exactly how this game plays right now. Just fucking do it.
With BioWare and EA, I am constantly not surprised by the way that they handle release dates.
Yeah, maybe.
So this game could actually be like in fucking alpha right now, and we wouldn't know.
No fucking way.
Last but certainly not least, Eve Online's studio CCP Games has been acquired by Pearl Abyss, the Southern Korean developer and publisher behind Black Desert Online. According to a press release issued today, CCP Games, quote, will continue to operate independently as a developer while integrating the company's extensive development and publishing expertise into Pearl Abyss's operations for all current and future projects, end quote. So it sounds like they are going to be sort of a support studio for what for what Pearl Abyss is already doing. Rather than like pushing Eve's IP bigger and better. So yeah,
Cool.
I don't know. Chris, you liked Black Desert Online.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No,
Oh.
the player agency is limited.
Oh.
Anything in an MMO where you limit my player agency, I have a problem with. That's all. Like I wanted to play a sorcerer, but I have to play female. Like, well, that's just a dumb thing to limit to me. She's really dumb. Have nothing against females. Don't take that wrong. Except I like to make my character look like I would want him to look.
Right.
It wouldn't be a female. And the Black Desert. I mean, it's cool. You can make Benedict Cumberbatch, but I didn't.
Yeah,
like
wasn't
that.
the
I didn't
character
like-
creator
How do you
like
mean?
really good in that?
Yeah, the character creator was actually very good in that.
You just couldn't change gender.
Well, yeah,
Based on-
certain genders were locked to certain classes were locked to a certain gender.
Interesting.
I think it had to
Is
do
there
with
like
the,
a
I think
story
it had to do
reason,
with
like
the
a lore
lore.
or
Sure,
something?
sure, why not? It's lack of player agency.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, player agency is number one. If you're making an open world shared game, player agency should be your number one priority over everything else. It just should. Let the player do not whatever they want. Within the constraints of the mechanics that you're building in a game, a player should be able to do whatever the hell they want to go do. Period. But
Where does the lore come in
What
into
do you
that?
mean?
It, like in your tier of like what needs to fit within what? Would you fit your lore around like these mechanics?
I think he
or-
means more by like the rules of
the rules
game.
set by the game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like Destiny, right? You've already got rules in place where there's light level requirements to do certain things. But if I go do those certain things, I should get rewarded kind of near those light levels. It's a player agency thing, but I'm not. I can go do those things, but there's no point in going and doing them. So there's that kind of agency's gone. It's kind of the same with D&D. Like, I'm never going to limit you guys.
But you can't be a space marine in a fantasy setting.
Right, exactly.
Watch me.
Yeah, if we're playing D&D, I'm not going to let you be Master Chief, right? We can maybe make a class kind of like set around Master Chief.
That'd be awesome.
But I'm not going to let you be Master Chief in a D&D game. You know what I mean? But that's the thing is that is breaking the constraints set by the actual overall game mechanics and the way it's developed.
Yeah.
But and that's the thing, if it has to do with lore, I guess it's fine. But I just don't like it.
All right.
Did you? It wasn't on here, and it's not like a huge news story or anything. Did you see 2K's Belgium kind
I
of?
meant to put that on there. I knew there was something that I was missing.
Yeah.
So basically, 2K. I don't know if this was in game or online, but they essentially posted a message that was like, "Hey, if you play our games in Belgium, they recently passed a law that kind of limits the loot boxes or limits loot boxes. We're currently trying to find a way to fix our games to address this issue, but it also kind of implored fans of the game to go out and petition Belgium's government."
Yeah, I believe the wording was to contact your local representative and let them know how this makes you feel or whatever.
Wait,
This was 2K reaching out to
the fans.
to fans in Belgium saying, "Hey, we can't have loot boxes in our game because of your government's decisions. Basically, we're trying to change our games to fit within y'all's laws, but we implore you guys to reach out to your Belgium senators. I don't know I don't know
I don't know what kind of government
You
Belgium
just say
has.
Reach out to the king
Representatives.
Please send a letter to your emperor.
and tell them that
The king of Belgium.
I don't know, just really weird.
That's kind of weird.
That's
like
seedy.
instead of, I don't know.
It's
don't know.
It's seedy. It's gross. It's just kind of gross.
It's 2K going, hey, we've made really shitty decisions about our games, but look over there.
well,
like
so kind of in the same vein, right? Someone posted on Polygon an article that was basically like,
Oh, God.
you want Overwatch to get rid of loot boxes, but it actually might be more expensive than you think. And I was like, okay, I'll give this a read. I get halfway through, and he makes the point that's like, essentially he's saying that cosmetics in Overwatch would be really expensive because of the Mercy skin that recently came out that was like
That was-
$13.
For charity?
So my first question was,
he's typing this as
Yeah.
he's burning his Nikes.
my first question was, but prices can be changed. Like we can agree
No, they can't.
that $13
Nope.
is not reasonable for the
Nope.
new Lucio skin.
Nope.
But no, he never addresses that.
Nope. Yes, honey, I'm going to burn the Nikes later. Nope.
But like
nope.
it's shit like that that's just really fucking stupid, right? Because like look at 2K. There are so many customization options. Essentially what you can do is have an in-game currency that you can buy but also earn by playing matches that you can use to purchase the hair and glasses and jerseys and shoes that you want, right? Those are all reasonable things to expect.
Are we talking about Overwatch right now?
I'm
2K.
I was talking about 2K.
2K.
God, I don't know how the sports games work, but the WWE games are dumb.
I was gonna say
it's-
no.
it's
It's
similar
the
to
same.
the
Sure,
WWE.
but
It's
that's
the
only in the
same thing.
story. That's only in the story mode. Like outside story modes, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But
You
in
can
like
customize them however you want.
yeah,
outside
but
the story.
inside like the story mode, you have to unlock shit.
Yeah, I don't know if it's only for story mode that you can customize your players, or if it's if it
I don't
applies
know.
to online too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I know that they're popular. They've made a shit ton of money off of this. But if you allow people to purchase currency where they can just buy the hair and shit that they want, that's a good solid system.
100% because it's cosmetic, right?
Yeah, and it's the same thing with Overwatch. Like, yeah, maybe the fucking, gold skins should be $10 a piece. Sure. But your blue skins can be $4,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay.
Your blue emotes can be $2, your purple emotes can be $5, and your fucking exotic emotes can be $10.
Yeah.
And it's I don't yeah. Sure.
But the there's just this logical fallacy that seems to exist with 2K and with these people that defend Overwatch loot boxes, where they think that a price is
Set in stone.
untouchable.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is how much it costs to
Yeah.
make this thing. It's fucking digital art, man. You paid one guy for an hour of work.
Yep.
Like, we're good.
Yep. It's very true.
It's fucking crazy.
What is this world?
It's pretty shitty.
Did it, I mean, we also didn't talk about the Nintendo thing. They scheduled a direct this week, and then
Earthquake.
earthquake happened, and they canceled it. Which, funny thing, it's not funny that an earthquake happened, but the N fell off the Nintendo building, so it says Nintendo.
I saw that.
I hope no one got hurt, but that I saw that made me chuckle.
So you hope no one got hurt, but then like, how crazy would it be if someone got like crushed by the N in Nintendo?
It's a good way to go.
It makes like do you remember like the N64 logo when you would like turn it on?
I would want that on my tombstone somehow.
Yeah.
You know how like an
It's
old
just the letter N.
No, you know how like an old tombstone, like old tombstones, they used to actually like write almost like a rhyme on your tombstone to tell people how you died.
I think those are called poems, but yes.
No, sure. If it's a Lester, what was his? There was one. So in the movie Tombstone, it shows it, and it's actually in Arizona. It says like, what was his name? Like, was it Moore or Door? I can't remember his name, but his name rhymed with or. So it was like Lester Blah, killed with a 44 slug, no less, no more, and that was on his tombstone, like written in black paint or whatever kind of ink they had at the time. That I would want that on my headstone if I got killed by the Nintendo N.
What would it be?
I don't know. I'd have to come up with something.
I would just at that point I would expect Nintendo just to let me take the N and use it as my tombstone, like just engrave my name on it. I feel like that's
The
fair.
tombstone just says, "Here, you drop this."
Somebody might have died, and we're making fun of it.
I don't think anyone died. I didn't see
You
any
don't know
casualty
that.
reports.
You don't know that.
I mean, I don't know that, but I feel like it would be a big
Nintendo
deal.
doesn't share any sort of earning reports. Why
That's
would they share
true.
casualty?
They probably like someone
reports?
died and they just like cremated
Yeah.
the body inside. They're like, tell their family that they didn't arrive at work today.
Reggie Fils-Aimé is in front of his MacBook right now, writing something that's super clever that's going to get everybody off of this subject.
Look over here. Get
Yeah,
rid of
look
the
over.
body.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta keep looking.
What do you mean? There's still blood left? Clean it, damn it! I don't know how Reggie sounds.
That's why their carpets are all red. We figured it out. Red is their color, so it can cover up the blood of their employees. I'm never going to be able to be hired at Nintendo now.
People did die.
Yeah, of course people died.
they die?
Dude, Japan
Yes.
Japan earthquakes are
Did
bad.
Nintendo people die?
No, not
Because
Nintendo.
we're specifically talking about Nintendo. I'm not talking about Japan.
Dude, Japan earthquakes are bad. They get bad, man.
Yeah.
Did you see there was an earthquake in like they're starting to pop? There was one in Dallas. It's like a 2.0 earthquake in Dallas,
What?
Texas. I know.
World's falling apart.
It's fucking Donald Trump, dude. I'm telling you. He's causing it.
Not the fucking 300 years
Yeah, no,
of carbon
exactly, yeah.
emissions.
The Earth has been around for 2,018
yeah,
years.
it's getting old, man.
Give it a break.
Yeah, give it a break. It's getting
Let's
old.
see you do something for 2018 years.
Let's see you
and
turn around
not
and
take
want,
a break.
Let's see you spin as fast as it does
and never get tired.
for 2,000 years.
You know, the crazy thing about like living in California is that earthquakes were like a monthly occurrence.
That's crazy.
Like you'd
I
wake up
forget
and
that
your
you
room would
lived
be
in
shaking.
California.
That's
I grew up
fucking
in
crazy.
California.
So like you would be at home or at school, and it's just like.
They usually happen pretty early in the morning, but occasionally it would happen when we're at school.
But so you were just kind of like, Are we good? Are we good? Is everybody good?
No one would
Is
freak
this
out
the
because
big
we were all
one?
used to it.
No, that's what I mean. So
Like when you
is there like a procedure like you start to feel and the teacher's like, okay, everybody, calm down, and then
No.
it just gets worse, and you're like, everybody, fucking panic.
No, it's kind of more like the teacher stops talking for like 5 minutes and then it's done and then she continues on with the lesson.
Damn, I was really
Nobody
hope-
acknowledges it.
I just wish the teacher was all, everybody, calm down. It gets worse and goes, like, fucking run.
I mean, the other problem that we had too is that I lived on an Air Force base, and it was a lot of like, NASA was
stuff?
NASA was on that base, and so there was a lot of test pilots trying out new planes and shit. So sonic booms would happen like every 10, 15 minutes.
That's kind of cool.
Gotta
You'd
go
be
fast.
sitting in class and you'd hear "Zee, boom, and the teacher would just stop.
That's kind of cool. That's actually pretty sweet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sounds
It's
terrifying.
pretty, no way, dude. It's
wa-
pretty awesome.
You never
it
know
was
if you're going to
really
get hit by
fucking
like a missile or something. Like
You're not going to get hit by a he's on
You live on an Air Force
he's on an
base.
Air Force base. He's going to know if there's a missile coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, Edwards was not a place. Like, if you were going to attack any Air Force base in the United States or abroad, Edwards Air Force Base might be at the bottom of that. There's absolutely no reason to shoot a missile at us because you're not going to fucking hit anything because it's all desert because they're flying experimental planes.
I mean, they'll hit
So
it. They'll hit
there's
you.
like a small population center, but for the most part, everything else is spread out because if a plane goes down, they don't want it to hit a fucking school.
Sure, they'll hit you. Like, oh well, not every country. If it was America shooting a missile, they're gonna fucking hit you. They're gonna hit you right between the eyes.
America's just going to fire a missile at themselves.
No,
from
that's
that
what I mean.
Air Force
There's some
base.
fucking crazy ass
That's a
targeting.
lot of Fallout 76, man.
There's some fucking crazy ass targeting things. They just don't like. Okay, here's a 1,000-mile radius shooting that thing. Like they want to hit a specific thing, they could fucking hit it.
They could hit a fly.
Yeah, they probably could.
My point being though,
America.
like the amount of ballistics that you would have to use to actually do anything worth impacting Edwards Air Force Base, because things are so spread out,
I
isn't
understand.
worth
I
attacking
understand.
it.
Right. Okay.
You'd need like
Yeah.
a nuke.
Yeah,
A
you
nuke
could hit
would
all
do
that
it.
shit, but it would take you like 16 missiles to actually do any damage.
Got it.
Meanwhile, you could hit Randolph Air Force Base and like
it all out in one
destroy
shot.
North
Yep.
San Antonio.
Yep.
That's fair.
Not
Yeah.
north. 1604. Oh yeah, I guess it
East.
is northeast San Antonio. 1604 and shit. Yeah, school and everything.
Earthquakes sound terrifying to me. You
Uh,
can't get away from them. Like
Sure you can.
like I feel like
Just
in
fly.
in my mind, tornado
Just fly up.
you can run away from. Hurricane you could run away from, right?
No,
Earthquake you're just
outrun a tornado.
The thing about it,
but like not literally run away, but you could like escape.
Okay.
Or an earthquake it's just
So-
like I'm here.
so the typical
You can't
earthquake-
hide from an
in
earthquake.
your defense, you can sort of tell where tornadoes are going to form,
Right.
And you have a little bit of time to just say, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and get away from this spot."
Or you can take shelter or something.
Everett, yes,
if you're,
Everett,
you can
they
take.
can. Like,
okay.
there's a guy I follow on Facebook that can accurately predict tornadoes within 15 minutes of it's actually made. It's pretty incredible what they can do now. Sure. So like, but that's my thing. Like, if you're really worried about a tornado, you can see on radars is like, this is the place where it might form. So
Right,
stay
there's,
away
like,
from that.
wind
So
currents and stuff,
I
and-
understand. In your defense, I understand what you're
you
saying.
can take shelter.
You still sound dumb.
So,
however,
but the thing with an earthquake though is assuming that it's not like a fucking earth-changing earthquake, right? Like not
Earth-changing earthquake.
like not the San Francisco earthquake,
Got it.
right? Like typical earthquakes. The
what's
majority of
the San Francisco earthquake? Oh, the
there was that
8.1.
huge one,
8.1.
yeah.
Got it. Got it. That earthquake.
yeah, that had essentially had global impact from just how big that earthquake was.
Oh, the one that. Wait, sorry. This is gonna
But-
be really stupid.
No,
The
it's
one
not.
that
Go
caused a
ahead.
tsunami in
I don't know
somewhere.
but this happened in like the 80s, so I don't know.
Oh, never mind. I was talking about like 2004, 2005.
but
That
the
was
majority-
that was an underwater earthquake.
The majority of earthquake-related deaths and injuries are from shit falling on you. So if an earthquake happens, you go outside, make sure there's like nothing really around. Like especially at Edwards, you're in a fucking desert, so there's not like trees and shit. But you go outside and just stand in an open field.
but I get
And you're
motion
safe.
sick. So you just,
I get
Yeah,
motion sick.
but you're not going to be.
Would
picked
you rather
up-
throw up or have a giant N fall on your head?
Yeah, but
fair.
you're also not going to be picked up by like fucking hurricane winds and tossed out to sea and drown.
Also, you're not going to be picked up by hurricane winds.
Well, I saw-
They're not that strong. Tornadoes, sure.
Have you seen the
hurricane winds? No.
though?
I saw a video of it was like people in like a pool during an earthquake, and that looked so scary.
Yeah,
Like,
because you're in fucking water.
Yeah.
Get out of the water.
they couldn't. They were stuck.
Well, they should have been in the water.
Well, that's also another thing. You really don't know when an earthquake's going to happen. That's something you really can't tell. You don't have any warning for earthquakes.
You do though.
Oh, okay.
The fucking
So
Richtometer.
The Richter
thing.
scale.
Oh yeah, sure.
yeah,
Let me
the
go ahead and
Richter
go to the
scale.
kitchen. I'm going to make a sandwich and check the Richtometer while
It's
I'm in
called
there.
a Richter
No.
scale.
What's
It's a Richter scale.
what's the machine that does the thing?
Sure, we'll call it a
It's a
Richtometer.
It's not a Richtometer.
It's not
Is
a
it?
Richter scale either.
You thought Anaheim was in Canada.
The Richter scale is the data. That's the Richter scale. The machine that does the thing is not the Richter scale.
I think you're right. Sure. I think you're
Yeah,
right.
well, I'm going to be in the pool. Hey guys, super cool day at the pool. I'm going to go make a sandwich. I'm going to check our Richtometer just in case there's an earthquake.
Always. All pools should become with Richtometers.
I mean, I see your point, but you can't predict earthquakes, right? Just the average person
But
isn't
you don't
going to be like, dude,
sure, but
earthquake
you don't
checks
really
every
have
5
like the
minutes.
time, like the Richtometer or Richter scale is going to start going, and then it's going to happen within the minute. It's not like you don't have like a 15-minute window, kind of like you do a storm. Like, oh, there's a storm coming, we should go.
Yeah.
You just have to constantly check on the tectonic plates.
Sure,
And then-
you're 100% right.
Good to go.
Yep,
Seismograph.
There we go.
Ow.
I like Richtometer.
Just imagine it's a guy named Rick with a pencil and just like,
That's how you can tell how bad it is. Because if it's a really bad earthquake, the lines get really big.
or there's like throw up on it because Rick throws up
Yeah,
because he gets motion sickness as well.
it's a level 9 earthquake.
This is the big one.
Go home to your families.
People died in this earthquake.
We're not laughing. We're not talking
This is
about
a
the Japanese
hypothetical earthquake.
earthquake. We're not talking about the Japanese earthquake. But that's a problem with Japan, right? Because earthquakes happen and shit, and you're stuck. It's an island.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
You can't go anywhere.
Plus, there's shit everywhere.
And you're surrounded by water.
I was gonna say I've never been to Japan, but I don't imagine there's like open fields in Japan very often.
But
So
even
there's
if
shit everywhere.
But there's
Even if there is an
most
open
most
field-
buildings in Japan are built to where they can like withstand earthquakes.
but most buildings are built like that.
No, but they have like special foundation that moves.
Oh, I understand. Okay,
the threat of earthquakes.
I thought you meant they just sway. Like most buildings sway.
They move.
Yeah,
the
they
threat
do.
Of earthquakes for Japan is not the earthquake. It's the fucking.
It's the giant ends.
Yeah, it's the waves. So you can be in an open field in Japan, but a fucking huge wave could come and like sweep you out to sea.
Underwater earthquakes are land like earthquakes that affect the actual like landmass of Japan shouldn't affect the waves too much, but underwater earthquakes do. Like that's where they get bad
Is that
waves.
true?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
Because like if you've gotta so like if we did an experiment, if we had like if somehow we were able to shift the ground underneath a giant tank of water, if we were able to shift it enough, you would start to see the water like start to make waves on itself. But like if there was so this thing is in a puddle of water and I start shaking this, it's gonna make the water ripple, but it's not gonna create like crazy ass currents of waves.
And it would ripple out.
It would ripple out as well, yeah. It's
Versus like
I'm totally talking logic in my own head. I'm not talking like I'm not a fucking Richtometer, so I don't,
You're not Rick.
yeah, I'm not Rick. Right?
I would
can't-
just assume that like I would agree with you, right? Like it's probably
Yeah.
it would go out, but I would also assume it would come back in and could do damage, right?
It would probably cause
it would have
flooding,
it would have to
right?
hit it would have to hit something, right? For water to come back, it has to end up hitting something.
Not
to get rid-
necessarily. I mean, if you have this water that's getting displaced, and then by the time it loses energy, it's going to just come back in on itself.
No, it's not because there's nothing for it to force it back this way. There's nothing to force it back this way.
The rest
If-
of the water.
That sounds stupid, but
I don't think
get
that's
what
how
you're saying.
water works.
The water would go out like this, and then it would level out. And
No,
push
the
itself
water
back
would just
out.
keep going until the energy dispersed because there's nothing pushing back.
Right, but then once the energy disperses, then the water has to come back to its original
No,
location.
because the I see what you're saying now. So like it would just I see what you're saying.
It would probably cause flooding.
All right, homework for
A
everyone.
little, yes, I think I don't think it would cause a giant wave, but I understand what you're saying. The water coming back.
Yeah.
Actually,
Got
it's
it.
not necessarily the water coming back; it's the energy pushing the water back and forth.
Sure.
Yes.
The energy
Yeah.
that is
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying now. But if there was like a wall around Japan and an earthquake happened and it pushed the water hard enough, it would hit that wall and then create waves.
Yeah.
Because that'd be energy basically reflecting off of a wall.
Right.
So the ice caps,
Einstein.
right? So the flat Earth theorists are once again proven wrong because where the fuck do waves come from if there's no place for the water to disperse to? If it just goes to the ice wall that encircles the flat Earth.
So
You realize that's a thing, right?
Apparently, Japan was hit with a typhoon first, and then the earthquake caused landslides. So not only did they have to deal with the typhoon, they had to deal with an earthquake, and then they had to deal with the landslides because their fucking ground was all wet and shit from the typhoon.
You know what I
crazy.
hate about landslides? One, they're deadly. Two, I hear the word landslide, makes me think of the song Landslide. It's a great song.
Who sings Landslide?
Fleetwood Mac.
Hey, good job. I'm extremely impressed with you.
Suppressed.
I'm extremely suppressed with you. Super suppressed. 100% suppressed with Justin.
Get us out of here, Trey.
If you guys like what we do, please rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play Store, YouTube, or wherever you listen to this podcast at.
I don't understand why anybody likes what we do.
You can follow the show on Twitter. I mean, we taught them a lot about earthquakes today. You can follow the show on Twitter at
Did we?
TwinSick Radio or on Facebook at facebook.com/TwinSick Radio. We are all on Twitter as well. I'm at Darth Trey. Chris is at Shortchange Hero with an E, or 3 instead of the E in Hero. Justin is at Justin T. Lopez, and the show is produced by Everett Jordan. Give him a follow on Twitter at The56th, and check out Connor Manning, who edits the show. He's at Connor13, one N in Connor, 13 spelled out.
How come we don't see Connor more? He doesn't have a
'cause he
girlfriend
lives in
anymore.
Austin.
I don't care. He doesn't have a girlfriend. Does he have friends? I don't think Connor has friends. He doesn't seem like a guy who has friends.
You know the weird. Let me finish this real fast. Go follow the stuff he does for Downstream Studios and give him lots of love. So last week we had the whole thing
He
where
had
we were
us.
talking about if Connor could afford to live in Austin, right?
Right.
Connor texted me, and I did not think he listened to the end of the show. So I was like, "Holy shit!" Hopefully, like we are never talking shit about Connor. But if you listen,
And now we just
It's
did.
the show.
yeah, but like I just assumed he tacked like kind of listened through the beginning, tacked on the intro, did the soft open, and then let it go. Because he doesn't like you don't really have to edit our podcasts. There's never like any silence.
Podcasts. Ooh, that'd be a great podcast about cats. Podcasts.
But
You can wear your shirt.
let me see. Someone vamp for me real fast while I find this because he did answer some of our
Yeah, I don't
questions.
So
I
are you
don't
really not going to ever buy me a steak?
no.
Never.
No.
In our whole lives.
Nope, because I've said it. I've stated it, and I'm going to stand by it. Nothing's going to change that.
He said living in Austin sucks and is way expensive. He also doesn't really bartend anymore.
So what does he do?
He does sound for a couple of the bars for Alma Draft House.
Okay.
Does sound
And
for
That sounds-
he
Downstream
works,
Studios.
Studios.
he works at Mondo during the day.
What the fuck is Mondo?
Whoa.
Mondo is the place that does awesome like movie artwork and shit. They're one of Alma Draft House's.
Does-
guys.
what
Oh,
it-
cool.
did-
So he probably does have friends.
Did you say what he does there?
Probably warehouse.
I just assumed
That's
that
cool.
I assumed that we might have been Connor's only friends, other than his girlfriend.
no, he has friends.
Okay.
Connor's a really likable person.
He's a cat.
He's like the kind of person
Meh.
that like. He's the kind of person that everyone wants to hang out with, but like he doesn't really want to hang out with everyone.
No way, Connor's
Oh, that's the cool
Actually,
guy.
I take that back. Connor's pretty awesome to hang out with. When he was helping us with PAX, RTX.
RTX.
He was fun. Yeah, he like it's like 11:30. He's like, I will have alcohol. It's like, okay, well there you go.
I want to see him more often, but
Let's bring him on the show.
yeah,
won't
we're
have
about
anything
an
to talk
open
about.
seat.
Yikes.
Burn.
Damien, just so you know, we are. You might hear back.
We're
your
actually
resume.
we're actually
gonna
go-
wrap up
we're,
later.
we're actually going over his application right now and his
Right.
resume. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just double checking and making sure
His name is spelled
all
right.
the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed.
And if there's not a T, then you can't work
Then
here.
we're just making sure the N is arched correctly.
You know what we should do though, because we live in Texas, we should get an intern.
Don't tell everybody where we live.
They already know where we live. They know where we record from this podcast at.
Oh,
But we should just get an intern and not pay them.
I thought that was Justin.
Isn't that me?
You don't ever do shit for us.
Yes, he does. He
I'm
does all the
here.
social media stuff. You're not doing any of that
He
shit.
doesn't get us coffee
Oh well, I don't like coffee.
or fucking striped sodas.
I don't
like
drink
imagine
sodas anymore.
we sit down to record
It
every
is-
week.
It has literally been
a stripe iced tea, then whatever the fuck you want.
2 months
That's
since
the
I've had
point
a
of an
soda.
intern. That's the point of the intern. It could be anything. He could be like, I want a fucking dinosaur egg, and the intern has to go find a dinosaur egg, or they won't get college credit, or have something on their resume to be like, yeah.
But he's not in college.
I'm talking about Damien. He's obviously not an intern.
Yeah, but he doesn't live here.
We wouldn't put the intern on microphone.
Yeah, but he doesn't live here.
Where does
He doesn't get that right.
I mean, he's in Texas, but I don't think he's anywhere near us.
I think he's pretty. I think
I think he's Wichita Falls,
Oh, I might be wrong.
which is up by Dallas. I think. I
Check
could be
with
wrong.
Rich. Rich would know.
Patterson's. Nah, never mind.
What are you gonna say? Just say it. Just fucking say it.
San Marcos?
If you're gonna, I mean, he could.
I thought
be.
it was New Braunfels.
I don't
to
think
be
he's in
honest.
New Braunfels. If-
Guys, he
if-
lives right next door.
I know. We're getting an email, and Damien's gonna be like, "Dude, I've lived in Summerwood my entire life. We literally live. We're neighbors."
He's like, I wave
roommates.
to you
Yeah.
every day.
I'm out walking my dog, and I knock on your door, and you just ignore me all the time.
Can I tell an embarrassing story about Damien real fast on the podcast?
Sure, I guess.
Yeah.
So-
Is it your story to tell?
Is it your story? Is it Damien's expense or your expense? I would say yes if it's your expense.
It's sort of
no
at,
if it's Damien's.
It's sort of at Damien's expense, but this happened publicly.
No.
I reply like what everything that I'm about to say is public information.
Well, I mean, my address is public information, but I'm not going to give it out to anybody.
It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so you know how on Twitter you can see people's likes. Like if Chris likes a post, it'll pop up on my Twitter feed.
Which is why I really hate like Twitter and Facebook and stuff, because you're scrolling and your thumb accidentally hits it. If you unlike it, does it still pop up
I don't
like a
know.
like?
No, it wouldn't.
Because I've liked some weird ass shit on Twitter because I'm scrolling through my feed and I hit the damn heart and it's like, fuck, I didn't want to do that.
You know
so
who
I
else
unlike
has
it.
liked some weird ass shit on Twitter?
Okay.
Our boy Damien.
Okay.
He has liked some rated X things on Twitter, and they pop up on my Twitter feed all the time because I follow him.
There's nothing wrong with liking
So after
porn.
like,
Unless you take
it's not no, but after
Sure,
like,
unless you're a super public figure and is married and
but after like
whatever
the
hell it
sixth
is.
time of this happening to me, I had to tweet at him and be like, "Hey, I can see your likes. I can see your dirty likes on Twitter. Stop it."
Leave the poor boy alone.
Dude, everybody watches porn. Well, maybe not everybody.
No,
Yeah, but here's
I would probably say there are more porn watchers in the world than there aren't.
I would venture to say that you could probably find porn in better places than Twitter.
I'm actually going to look up total traffic today on Pornhub because I wonder how many people have looked at porn today.
Where has this podcast gone?
I mean, from earthquakes to porn.
usual.
No, not traffic porn videos.
Oh, no.
Fucking. Okay, what's
amazing.
the daily traffic on Pornhub? Thank you, Quora.
Let's take guesses.
I mean, I would probably say 15 million.
Ev?
I don't know.
Justin?
10.
10
10.
people.
Just
10 people. 10 people are watching porn.
Did you get a number?
Yep.
Okay. What'd you say?
I said 15 million.
I'll go 15,000,001.
You're a dick. You're an awful person. You guys can't see, but Chris
Oh
is
my
laughing
god,
really
what a
hard.
douche. Because it's 20 million daily unique visitors.
You're a fucking idiot. That doesn't count. I'm sorry. We're not going by the Price is Right rules. You're a moron.
In my defense, I almost did say 20 million.
No, you didn't. You're so fucking full of shit. You probably would have said like, "Oh, I think it's 100,000."
20 million unique visitors a day to Pornhub.
I was pretty close. Fuck you.
I was.
You
even
were
closer.
very close. Congratulations.
That
and,
doesn't
congra-
If I had said 6 million, you would have said 6 million and one.
and he would have won again.
Nope, he wouldn't have.
Congratulations, Anaheim,
This
Canada.
isn't Price is Right. This is Twin Stick Radio.
Now
Bye,
you
guys.
just
We'll
get-
see you next
now you
week.
Be
just
sure to spay and neuter your pets.